thanks for coming on. It was kind of short notice. I know Khaleesi's got to drive back later, right?
Oh yeah, around like 16, 17.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate it coming on. I need a Hermes fix. So, well, I really liked y'all's episodes. I listened to the couples counseling one. That was the first one I really saw. Just y'all two. And it got pretty deep. It was good though. And it was right at the same time we were doing the ketamine stuff with Charles Miller. So it really kind of fit into what I was doing at the time. So it really hit home. Yeah. And then the one with the spooky season starts when y'all are, Sinister is not Khaleesi's thing.
Not quite.
That movie
you got me messed up. I'm not watching that one.
That is really scary. It is.
Yeah.
It's not that like it's inherently scary. Like there's no jump scares, but it's just like it puts me off. I don't like it.
It's the snuff video, right?
Yeah, it's a snuff videos. I'm not a fan.
Exactly.
I always have to watch something happy afterwards, like The Office or
or like TikToks or something.
Yeah. Get the evil out of the room.
Right. Jamie, you're not a fan of Sinister then, I'm guessing?
Don't mind me. I'll just go smudge the apartment.
I'm not a fan of a lot of scary movies. I don't like any kind of like gory horror movies, really. But we'll watch scary movies and then I have to watch something right afterwards before I can go to sleep.
Yeah, she's not a nightmare fan like we are.
It's all right. It sounds like a good dynamic then to balance out the house. We had.
But she likes what's the one we always watch about the ghost, the demon hunters? What's the
Supernatural?
There's the married couple.
Married couple.
Is it like a TV show?
Conjuring.
Conjuring.
Yeah, they have a good story.
Yeah, it's really cool. We didn't know that. We've seen all that. We've seen all those movies.
And it's so scary. Yeah. But again, have to watch something funny afterwards.
Yeah, so basically, today I want to hit on basically the dual military married things. I know there's a lot of suck to it, but there's also a lot of good things, to it too. We're going to talk about that. Then, like lately, you guys have been Scuttlebutt's been kind of killing it lately.
Well, we appreciate that, but I'm glad somebody thinks so because we're definitely our hardest critics.
Like the other day, it's like we're top 40 in this. I'm just like, see,
that was kind of cool to see. But it was one of those things where it's just as long as we keep being our harshest critics, hopefully it'll keep paying off, I guess.
Right. That's what you got to be. That's what me and Jay. Yeah, no problem. I know with Scott, like he dropped the bomb about his brother on y'all. Y'all had no idea. I could tell.
Well, I did, but I also didn't know that he was just going to drop it without the chaser like that for the audience. Because anybody who isn't familiar with his show, obviously, and I always like to do a little bit of background, like a background check when I interview someone. So I listened to 5 or so of his episodes.
Right. Okay, and that's what I did.
And so I wasn't blindsided, but anybody who is going to be blindsided, I just wanted to obviously like get the elephant out of the room quickly. Like, oh shit, dude, that was heavy.
Yeah. He dropped the bomb on us all of a sudden.
He was just like, well, this is how it is, and this is how we're gonna approach this conversation, which was kind of refreshing. I don't know how much you actually like listen to his stuff, but that's the one thing I appreciated about Scott was he didn't want to like fluff it, and with like a content like that, it's almost, in my opinion, like necessary to where just be real and be honest about it. Stop trying to jump around the bush or beat around the bush a little bit. Just like be honest and straightforward about it.
Right. No, he came on our show to help with the Stigma Part 2, I believe it was. Yeah, he was on there. I've dealt with him a little bit, and we on his show once too. So yeah, we dealt with Scott a few times. No, he's a good dude. I enjoyed being on his show, enjoyed him on our show. But anyway, no, that was cool.
His book still.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had a book. I heard that when I heard y'all's episode. Did you know, babe? I had no idea he had a book.
Yeah.
It's in my Amazon cart now for this holiday season.
Cool. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay.
You ready, guys?
Oh, good to go.
You're gonna do your countdown, babe?
Yep. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. How long have you been in the Navy?
Oh, me blow life.
I'm Jamie Britt.
And I'm Heath Britt.
And together we are E14. We have 40 years of naval service.
And each week we discuss a potpourri of topics, which we like to call smoke pit topics.
These are real world topics that concern us, our marriage, and our Navy with a sailor twist.
So join us each week as we dive into the deep end.
Booyah! Hey everyone, welcome back to E14 Podcast. I'm Jamie Britt.
And I'm Heath Britt.
And together we're E14. Before we get started, let me put out our disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of our own and not the United States Navy or our respective commands.
You know what that means?
Go
Don't
ahead.
be a little bitch. Don't be a little bitch. Just take it or leave it. So with us today, we got 1/3 and his wife, Khaleesi, Hermes, 1/3 of the great podcast, the Scuttlebutt Podcast. Thanks, guys, for joining us, man. This has been needing a little Hermes fix, and I'm glad, Khaleesi, you could join along. This is going to be awesome.
1/3 to the power of 3 because we have Khaleesi.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. And like I said before we got started, you guys got a good chemistry going on when you do a show together. I've enjoyed them. The two I've heard. I know it might be more. I know Khaleesi's been on some other ones that had like the rest of the Scuttlebutt Podcast on it, but just with you and her, that was it's been good, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree that I enjoy the chemistry. She and I are bitching back and forth and rant to each other so frequently that it only makes sense that we just sit down and have some of that recorded, you know.
Yeah, before we get started, I want to make sure that whoever hears this, go to listen to episode couples counseling. Was that 76?
72? Oh, it might have been 76. Yeah. You're probably better on the numbers than we are.
But yeah, it's called couples counseling. It's in the 70s. And then 91, I think, is this spooky season starts. That's when you guys are talking about Halloween and what you like and don't like. And those are really good 2 episodes I've listened to. But yeah. Listen
Thanks
to
for the
them,
shout,
everybody.
Heath. We love you.
Hey,
Yay.
man, I heart you guys too. Keep it up. But I want to get deep into this. Dual military, married couples. You know, me and Jamie are married. Used to be dual military. Now I'm just a
He's my
dependent.
dependent.
Oh, speaking of that, you like my going away prize? Look in the front. One of my going
I
away
sure
presents.
did. I wasn't going to bring it up till until we got into it, but absolutely. What is that god awful abomination of a plaque in front? I'm just kidding.
Dude, that's America as fuck right there. That's what America is fuck.
Big old senior chief on there. I like it though.
Thanks,
I like
man. Command Chief Smith got that for me.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
SPT 22. I love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
pretty
It's
awesome
a nice
to get it.
addition for the foreground there too.
Yeah, I want to hang it up, but we're kind of out of room, so I had to display it. So that's how I displayed it.
We have way too much I love me stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Do y'all have the same?
Oh
Being
yes, I
dual
have a desk
military?
actually in our room.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
have all my stuff.
We
all
just
my
hung her
coins.
paddle up too. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yesterday or the day before. Big ass
Nice.
paddle.
Yeah, it's like the size of me. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Biggest Khaleesi. That's cool.
Speaking
Oh,
of
yeah.
dual military, I'm sure that's a lot of struggle for a lot of couples. Like, who gets the most room in the room to hang up all of their stuff?
Well, the way we've done it is who gets here first. So because I had this location that she's co-locating to, I mean, I had like a year head start to decorate and do whatever the hell I wanted to do.
That's true. That's
So
true.
sadly, he still has a bachelor pad right now.
Is
That'll
it
change soon.
okay? As a woman, you go in there. Does it drive you crazy to see the bachelor pad? Does it need some tweaking?
Not really. I mean, I'm more
be
like
honest. Go
lenient
ahead,
towards
tell
it.
her. Tell her.
We have like a lot of the same style. The only like couple posters I don't like, he knows about.
So I
Is
have
it-
Christy Mack.
Yeah,
just-
his Chrissy Mack's ass hanging in
I
front
just
of our
have
dining room
Christy
table.
Mack full like life-size poster up with her ass out.
And I'm just like, can we not?
And it's
like,
right there in
Can
the
we put
dining
that
room.
somewhere else?
So as you were eating brunch, you saw Christy Mack's ass. Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, straight
Yes.
up. I look at it every morning as I'm drinking my coffee and just
He's like, damn, that's
starts
nice.
my day out right.
Well, guys, I tell you, like I told you, Hermes, I've already had a few whiskeys already. I didn't smoke a cigar.
Mm.
I love this retired
So-
life, man.
I have not I don't have a cigar to catch up with you, but I am drinking my Bloody Mary post brunch. So I'll be joining your level here. I even warned Khaleesi. I was like, it could go for an hour, it could go for 5 hours. I don't know what's
And if
in
that-
store for us here.
If it's that 5 hours, I'm gonna have to dip out.
Did Heath ever tell you he was planning an episode with you and he had to go somewhere after and he was like, oh, I don't think I can do the podcast with Scuttlebutt because I can't drink. I have to go somewhere right after. I was like, you don't have to drink every
Oh,
single
yeah.
time.
That was the episode I did with you when we went
Yep.
hard in the paint.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
we
didn't
talked
work
about
out.
that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did not work out for him, Jamie.
It
Did
worked
you have to
out.
go
I
to
still-
retirement ceremony or something to go to?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was
It's
a rehearsal.
Rehearsal for
Yeah.
a
Rehearsal.
buddy of mine.
He had to read the watch or something.
Oh dear God.
I slayed it though. I slayed it. I can read drunk. So
There you go. If anything, you could read better. That's what I always tell
True.
people. I was like, you just need to get a little confidence in you with that whiskey. In my experience, it's always worked out. Not
Well,
advice, kids. Not
the,
advice.
the ceremony went good the next day, right? We recorded on a Thursday. So Friday was the ceremony, and he has a kid in the Air Force. I'm like, come here, kid. He was like an E4 or E3 in the Air Force. I was like, come here, man. I can't take the watch from your dad because I'm actually retiring before he actually retires. So
yeah.
when I say you stand relieved, we have the watch, I'm not going to say it. You're going to stand up and you're going to salute your dad and you're going to take the watch from him. Then he's going to cry. It's going to be great. And it's going to be freaking awesome. So that's how
Yeah.
it went down. I read
Aw.
everything but the last part. So
That's
Yeah.
out.
That's
That's a
awesome.
nice bit of improv there.
Yeah.
Nice little
Yeah.
change. That's really good.
it turned out.
I bet he
really good.
appreciated that.
Yeah. And you see all the kid's mom, and
Oh, I'd
everybody was
die.
just bawling.
Yeah, I would die.
Well, man, making tears
that's
drop. That's what I
awesome.
do. That's what I do.
No.
God
But-
damn, Heath.
Yeah. That's what I do. And we got our
No,
dogs.
that's
here.
not what you say.
Oh, I'll make tears and panties drop when I get
Oh
to stand.
God.
so long as they're not in that order or in conjunction with each other,
I'm just
we're
on
fine,
stage.
right?
I can't
No
help what
sappers.
happens up there. while I'm
Sometimes you
upstage.
cry and your panties drop. I don't know.
I've never seen that's ended well for anybody. That is always a career-ending event.
But yeah, it was
Dirty
fun.
jokes
Good time.
aside.
Dirty jokes aside, right? But like I said, Jamie is now the sole member of the military in this household.
Yeah.
I'm the retiree, just getting up. Actually, I was tired because she gets up at 4:30 recently for duty, and I get up with her. We drink coffee, and then she goes to work, and I take a nap. I'm taking a nap like at 8 in the morning.
Hell
He's a part
yeah.
of the team too.
I'm part of the team, though. I stand to
Hell
watch
yeah.
too.
I was
But
gonna say Jamie actually took the watch now. All
I
right.
got it.
did.
she got
How's
it.
I
that feeling,
did.
Jamie? Is it like
Heavy.
nothing new? Heavy?
No,
Really?
It's a little heavy because I started working in New Orleans, so it's a drive only because of the drive, which
Mm.
we were just talking about. I was like, you would think I would like listen to more podcasts now that I drive an hour and a half there and back. So 3 hours
Hour
on
and
the
a
road.
An hour and a
Shit.
half.
Yeah, with the New Orleans traffic, it's awful. But I don't. I sit there and talk to Heath the whole time. That's like our time to catch up
Yeah.
because I never see him otherwise.
Yeah, because she gets
Right.
home and she's tired. I mean, 7 o'clock, she's passed out on the couch. At
Mhm.
night. It's
Yeah, I
not,
feel
not
you there.
7. 7, she's just getting home. So after dinner around 8 o'clock, she's passing out
Yeah.
on the couch. And I
That
get
sounds
it.
like
I've been
me
there.
actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've been
I
there.
feel that, Jamie. 100%. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. So I feel bad for her because I've done a drive. I've had a long drive. When me and Jamie first moved in together in Texas, my drive went from 30 minutes to an hour. But it's an hour with no traffic. Hour with no traffic is not the same as an hour and a half with bumper to bumper
With-
traffic.
oh,
just
absolutely.
stressful. And
I
it
told
just wears
Khaleesi
you
the same
out.
thing. Yeah. Well, it's like I'll drive an extra 10, 20, 30 minutes if there's no traffic involved. But
Yes,
if you cut out 20 minutes, but like you said, bumper to bumper, it feels way worse, even if it is technically shorter. It's the
yeah,
worst for me.
It's so
And there's
stressful.
way too much traffic here.
Yeah, screw that.
Oh,
screw that.
yes, there is a lot of traffic. I know. Some parts of that state is just the most populated area in the nation per capita.
And
I've
they
been
did
through
not
theirs.
account for it on the roads when they built them at
They
all.
Yeah,
did
no.
not.
That's like New Orleans. New Orleans is no rhyme or reason. Like Texas, Houston's a big city, number 4 in the country, but they have
Mhm.
roads to support it
Yeah, they have like
Mhm.
6 lanes.
on each side. New Orleans, you're lucky to get 3 on each
Yeah.
side.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Well,
Yeah.
bringing it back to dual military, that's obviously a new challenge you guys are facing with spending time together. Like you said, Jamie, like just the hour and a half commute is the time that you get to talk.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
with
what we
Heath.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she'd be on her way home in the evening, and I'm cooking dinner and getting everything ready for dinner, and I'm just bullshitting with her
Yeah.
as she comes home. It's nice though. I like it.
Well, that's the thing though, is like making it work where you can, right? Is
Yep.
if it is an hour and a half, each way, then you can count on at least 2.5, 3 hour conversations each day, you know, that as a couple you can like look forward to or count on or use to the advantage. You know, if you know, like, we're not going to have any other time besides this, then at least you can have that to count on and fall back on and ensure the communication lanes are still staying open, you know, in a difficult
we do it
situation.
Unknowingly too, I guess. It's just like, I miss him and I just need to talk, because we don't text during the day. You know, I'm too busy, and and he's so busy being retired, drinking his whiskey.
Tough life.
So busy.
Tough. Hard.
I don't know. Hermes calls me at the same time every day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
really?
about. It's
wow.
super funny.
Well, you know, it's the same thing with like planning though. It's if I don't, then the same thing. Cause as soon as I get off work, I come back and I start work again, you know, and if I don't call her within that hour period to 2 hour period when I'm like getting dinner ready or eating dinner, prepping dinner, that type of deal, or doing the laundry and stuff before I get back to work, then I'll forget. And she'll even text or she'll even call. And she's done this before where I haven't called her during that time frame.
I'll be like, hey,
and then
what
it's
you
like
doing?
7, 8 o'clock and she already knows. She's like, yeah, he's about to go to sleep. So if I don't call him or something, we're not going to talk this entire day.
Like, is he busy? Like, did he die?
So I have to make a point of that though. Otherwise, like I said, and she knows this, I will get busy and I won't be looking at my phone, or my computer has this, because I have all Apple products, it has this habit of opening my messages on my computer and I don't see them because it's like minimized in the corner. And so my phone never lights up. And I'm just like, everybody's calling, everybody's trying to get a hold of me, and my phone's just not lighting up because my computer's on and I'm just going to town working. And then 4 hours pass by and I look and there's 2 missed calls, 20 missed text messages, you know. So that's always something that happens.
Since
I gotta
y'all
be
have
aware.
that specific time, do you ever find yourself like doing it without thinking, like calling her? You know what I mean? Because I'll get in the car and immediately, not even thinking, I'll just like hit the phone on the car to dial Heath, like not even thinking. He could be like, you know, out of town or wherever. That's my routine.
Yeah, I would say, is it for you? Is it for you, Khaleesi?
I've done it because my drive's up here about 3 hours, and when I come up here, I talk to him. So
that's good.
I'd say for me, it's definitely more of a conscious thing because I oftentimes just have my own world going on most of the day, and so if I don't have like a habit where I can stop for a second and think about doing something, or make the effort to think about something, then I usually don't. So mine's kind of like the opposite, where once I get in the car, I mean, I don't usually call you when I'm in the car unless you call me or text me first. Otherwise, I don't remember. I'll stick on music or the podcast or something. I won't think about it. So
I got a question. So are you older than Khaleesi, Hermes?
I am.
He's the old man.
That's why I say they always call you the old man when you guys are together. Either it was just Khaleesi or sometimes with Bo and Morpheus, the old man. So how does that feel? Because I get called old all the time. Well, I am old, but I'm a good bit older than Jamie. So even like when I was in my 30s, still she called me the old man.
Yeah.
I got a complex now. That's why my freaking beard's gray in the middle, white.
Well,
he's like, I thought it was soap on my beard, but it's not. It's just white.
I got out of the shower and start drying off. Like, oh, that soap stuck on my beard. Oh no, it's not soap.
Oh,
It's not soap. Soon he's gonna start losing hair.
I was gonna say, you have a full head of hair, so you can pull off. Not like, the age looks good on you still. When my hair finally does go, it's gonna be a sad day.
He's already losing strands and finding random strands of hair in the shower.
I'll have to shave.
He's about to be like a cue ball bald.
It's not gonna be that soon. All right. My dad had like another 7 to 10 years in him before it really happened. But it is going to be
shave it off, bro. Go freaking stone
when
cold.
it happens. Right. Like right now, it's thicker than yours, but in the next 5, it's going to be thinner than yours for sure. And there's going to be some clear definition of lines. And then in 10, it's going to be that cul-de-sac.
He's already got the receding hairline.
The cul-de-sac.
I'm going to have to go.
The cul-de-sac.
I'm going to have to go.
Are you going to do the comb over? Or are you going to?
Oh, Jesus.
No.
The sides?
No.
Oh,
as
no.
soon as.
What's the plan?
So I've had this hairline, almost like the widow. Is it called the widow's peak, right? Where the sides go backwards.
Yeah.
I've had that since I was like 15. It's always been there. And my dad used to give me shit. He's like, "Oh, that was my hairline. You're gonna go bald." I'm like, "Fuck you, Dad."
I feel like your Hispanic roots are not going to let you go
Well,
bald.
slowly but surely, it certainly has crept up. I've noticed that the peak has gotten further and further, and it has started to go on the sides further and further back. And so if I notice it now after, 10 years of being told that it was going to happen, I'm like, shit, it is probably going to happen the next 10, 15. So
like
just
the Airbender, or what's that little cartoon guy with the
Aang?
arrow on his forehead?
yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Well, long story short, once it finally goes past like the classic peak of like the little M shape, once it goes all the way back and is halfway down my head, I'm just gonna say fuck it. I'm just gonna buzz it all off, and I'm not even gonna risk that 5-year awkward period of comb over or long sides or nope. Just buzz it all off. I'm done with this.
Rat tail in the back.
Rat tail.
The only stipulation is he has to grow a beard with this.
If the
Oh.
Navy would let me, that'd be great.
He's got to
But-
grow a beard with it.
Or
I'd
did
do
they
it.
change the regs?
They changed the regs, but not.
It's-
But only if you like can't shave.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
Yeah,
they
if you have
allowed
like a no shave shit, you
Yeah.
can line up your beard.
they
That's about
well
it.
they allowed no they allowed basically permanent or longer stint no
Mhm.
shaved shits. They allowed sideburns. They allowed lining up if you have a no shaved shit. But
Yeah.
for me, I've had no problem shaving. Like they know this. It's established. It's not
Yeah.
like I'm gonna somehow develop a reaction or allergy to shaving now. So as long as they continue not allowing anybody to grow them, then I won't be able to grow one. What
But
about you,
Khalid-
JB? Do you? Oh, good. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't have a no shave chin. Is that
No,
what
I
you're-
meant. Do you like?
I do. I mean, I can't shave. It hurts my face.
I was
after
gonna
a little bit.
ask if you were a fan of the beards or not fan of the beard. Obviously, like every guy wants. I mean, almost every guy I've ever met in the Navy wants to have the option of a beard. Are you a fan of them or no?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the old school Navy. Like I
Mm.
love all of our old traditions and I just love all the lure that goes along with all of that. So I would definitely like for our guys to be able to have beards and wear the hoop earrings and be pirates.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that.
All right, Jamie.
I like that.
Well,
So Khaleesi, you were hitting around. So are you going to be going near Hermes part of the area soon?
The
or
country.
The country?
very soon. Very soon.
Nice. Y'all got to be like a real married couple and shit.
I'm excited
For the first time in our pretty much relationship
Seriously,
outside of.
we're about to hit our 1 year soon, and it's
Oh, wow.
haven't been together
Well, I was gonna-
together.
I was gonna say even when we were like dating, we shared the room, but it's barracks life.
It was
and
Barry's. Like I was
yeah.
over here on a twin size mattress with
Yeah.
this man
Yeah.
So I'm saying,
pinned
like,
against the wall.
yeah, barracks life is not living together. It's cohabitating in like dorm life,
And then getting
basically.
irritated with each other.
You know, then you have the roommate and shit.
I mean,
But that's what I mean. Like barracks life is one thing. It's a dorm life. It's basically
Yeah.
college for adults. And
yeah.
now having like our own space, our own, freedom and all that stuff. It's finally gonna be like
We got a naked house now.
a naked
Yeah,
house.
so
We got a
Yeah.
naked house.
There you
true.
go.
That's
Huh.
exciting.
That is exciting. I remember me and Jamie first moved in together. I was just exciting as hell.
Yeah, it was
'cause
exciting.
Yeah, it's great. I actually added a 30-minute drive to going to work because I was so excited about it. I didn't even think about it. Didn't care. Didn't care.
It didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Ours logistically is just it's gonna be cheaper on gas, obviously, not seeing each
Oh,
other every
100%.
weekend, the
Yeah.
commute and everything. But again, logistically for everything else, we don't have everything split down the middle between food and rent and all this stuff anymore. It's all in one central area. That's just gonna be really helpful and
Mhm.
and convenient. That's
Yeah, I didn't
that's
think
what I'm
about
looking
that,
forward to.
because
Yeah.
y'all have to live two separate lives, really.
Really? Two
Yeah, like right
separate-
now I have a life where I'm at right now and then a life up here. It's like really weird.
And then you got to move everything, a couple
Yes.
times.
I'm in that process right now. I'm moving.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Awesome. That's good. That's exciting. You're married a year, but I remember listening to some of Scuttlebutt's older episodes when y'all were just getting engaged and stuff.
Yeah.
You would
Oh,
you would
yeah.
mention it. You would mention it, Hermes, on some of your old episodes,
Mhm.
and it's just things have come so far in that short amount of time. In 100 episodes,
Right.
things have come so far.
Your life
Absolutely.
has changed.
And
yeah, this has
you're-
been developing over 4 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what are some good things about being dual military? Y'all think?
That
I
dink
think.
income.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
Yes.
dink income is fucking nice.
Oh,
'Cause what
nice.
are y'all like E10?
Pretty much.
Yeah, essentially.
Well, I mean, going by your guys' formula, yeah, we're
Yeah.
E10 and that dual single BAH and
Oh, except I'm
BAS.
fighting my command for it. I'm like, no, the instruction says this. I get this, so go away.
Well, I mean, it'll happen. Navy tends to figure it out eventually,
Mhm.
as long as we stay on top of it. But that is nice because even now, with two incomes and both of us being pretty good with our money, like all the bills are always paid, outside of student loans. It's not like a crazy amount of debt or anything. And all things considering, like your student loan isn't even that much.
No, it's like $9,000 maybe.
Yeah. So that's
It's like
really
nothing.
compared to a lot of
really
people I know. Yeah. Compared to a lot of people I know with like 30, 40, 100.
I graduated owing $30,000 in 2004, and I think I still owe $33,000 or
No,
something.
27.
Oh, but the
Yeah.
interest rates.
Yeah,
though,
but that's the
they
thing.
get
Yeah,
you.
you're not kidding. You're not kidding.
Like you can pay off your stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you still owe this interest though." What?
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I just thought
that's killer.
about this morning? That I need to change my page too, and I can get BAH with dependents now.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
Heath
you
was the
can.
one
Yeah,
getting
because
dependents,
you-
and I had single.
Yeah, you need to step up your game.
Yeah. Pay
There you
raise,
go.
instant pay raise when you retire.
Well, I finally got my DD214. I told you, Hermes, don't be hate the game, not the player, dog.
Congrats is all I gotta say.
But so I finally submitted to the VA, so I can probably get some disability, hopefully. So that'd be cool. Because you can't get nothing without that DD214. You pretty much are never in the military. until you get that
Oh,
DD214.
Jesus.
Yeah. What are you looking on getting for it? Are they gonna take care of you 50 plus? Is it?
Oh yeah, I'm 50
know,
plus.
80?
I'm looking at 100.
Oh
Well, we're
shit.
hoping.
Hoping 100. I think I'll at least at the bare minimum, if they screw me, I think I'll get 80 or 90.
Yeah, that's what happened with my mom, and she was not that they screwed her. She was like going in like, I'll be happy with 30, I don't care. And then she walks out with 80, and she's like, that was a great
That was
day.
nice.
It's a big deal, man. Especially
Oh, it is. Oh yeah.
it's huge. Like even between 90 and 100% is like $1,500 tax free a month.
Mm-hmm,
Wow, that is a big jump.
That's huge. And
That's
then
a
think about
big jump.
all the money you save on like property taxes and
Mhm.
registration on your vehicle every year. That a lot of states you don't pay for that stuff, or it's really discounted. So I'm looking forward to that because
You know, it was really funny because I think we talked about it on the podcast, but when Heath got that, when he had a stroke last year, we both were in the hospital room and we were like, disability.
yeah, right, I was walking because my right side was all jacked up. And this, I think Hermes, me and you might text each other over Twitter a few times. I mean, that's how new we were to the podcast.
Mhm.
Is. And we're walking around the first floor and that nurse is, helping me. And I go, you know what? She goes, what? My disability just went up.
Yeah.
She's like, I guess that's a good way of looking at it.
That's how every
The silver
military-
lining, you know?
That's
Yeah.
every military member that I've ever talked to. It's always like the running joke of like, yeah, we'll get hit by a car overseas. Boom, disability. It's like,
Immediately.
that tear gas had an allergic reaction they didn't screen you for.
Boom,
disability. It's like always.
Oh, you hurt your
something.
back? Disability.
Boom, rack that shit up. Come into.
I got that shit down.
And that's the only thing that a corpsman will be happy to see as like someone who's kind of like, because you'll see people come in all the time, especially dependents. Hey, shout out to you, Heath. Don't do this. But
Don't do this
you'll
because
see
they're
them-
gonna stare at you.
Yeah, you see them come in all the time. Oh yeah, there's her, and it's like, how long has this been hurting? Oh, like 25
years?
years,
What?
and yeah, it's a scale of like 10 out of 10.
What
It's
the
like,
hell?
Oh, yeah.
dude, fuck off. But when it's like one of the active duties or like a service member, and they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, look, hey, wink, wink.
Wink,
It's
wink,
been
this
hurting
hurts
at
really
least
bad.
4, and it's
Yeah,
tied
exactly.
to this wink, wink. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
say no more. Let me get out the
Understood.
let me get out the special physical over here. Can you see this depth perception chart over here? No,
Like,
you
for me,
can't.
when I
That's
went
what I
in, I was
thought.
like, I got bloody noses, and they're like, oh, you got a bone spur. It's like,
Yeah.
connected to your broken nose that you got this day. I was like, fuck yeah.
It's those secondary conditions, man, they add up.
They do add.
Oh,
up.
God, yeah.
They do.
Hip issues due to lower back pain.
For the
Understood.
DOD that's listening, this is just all jokes, guys. This is all
It's funny.
jokes.
Don't listen.
Yeah,
All
it's just funny,
jokes.
ha,
Haha.
ha. Funny, ha, ha.
Again,
I would
views
never.
and opinions expressed in this podcast.
Yeah.
It's an opinion.
Man, this
I don't
Bloody
know if
Mary
it would
is
actually tell me.
strong. I didn't realize I filled it up with vodka.
What? It's a Bloody Mary.
I'm catching up to Heath. When he
Gotta get
said,
my
yeah,
level, dog.
I texted Heath. I texted Heath, are we drinking or just day drinking? Like winky face. He's like, well, I got bourbon. So yes, no answer.
Oh,
It wasn't a
just
yes or no
yes.
question. It was not a
That's-
yes or no question.
That's
He
his daily
responds.
drink, though. Bourbon
Oh,
is his
man.
daily drink. I mean,
That's
he
good.
starts at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, sometimes before I even go to work.
So got I got a guy coming on our show next week. It's his name's Brandon Lloyd. He's a former.
Let's go, Brandon.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, but he's an Army cat, former sniper medic guy. Anyway, he calls me about something. I just want to bullshit with you while I go to my fiance's house. Right? I was like, okay, yeah, that's bullshit. He goes, you're low on time. I said, no, man, pour me a drink right now. It's 9:30 in the morning. No, pour me a drink. Oh, that's cool.
You must be retired.
Yeah, all the time in the world.
But I found
That sounds
myself
nice.
getting like I was when I first like retired or even went on house hunting, job hunting. I found myself super motivated. I was like motivated doing this, doing that.
Mm.
Man, I'm tired.
I was gonna say, let that subside. That's just the adjustment period.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, every intoxicant has their adjustment period, and day drinking has that motivation period, but then it really turns into cirrhosis fast. I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's stop.
No, I don't do it all the time, but I found myself like, God dang, I'm gonna do this.
Jamie's face.
Honestly, though, I've been encouraging Hermes to drink more water because I was like, your liver is going to kill you one day.
It'll be the thing.
It's going to
Even
be the liver.
Morpheus even joked about that. He's like, if I had to guess,
Well, because
what's
on the
gonna
drive
take you
up with him,
down?
actually, on the drive up, we debated. I was like, what would kill Hermes? And he was like, liver disease.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be
Easy.
cirrhosis.
He was like, there's a slew of things that could kill me, and lung disease, liver disease, mouth disease.
Right,
No big
yeah,
deal.
Yeah.
He was like, well, liver disease for Hermes.
He's like, if there's gonna be one thing that takes you down, watch. It'll be something obscure too. It'll be like the most basic, uninteresting thing that finally gets
You got
me,
group
like
A
sleep,
strep somewhere. You're
sleep
not supposed to have
apnea or
group A
something
strep.
finally takes me out.
You'll
or something.
choke on the toothpick in your martini.
Right,
That's
some
what it'll take you
stupid
down.
thing.
Yeah, it's true. Something stupid. Something like on Lawless, the guy survives gunshots, but he dies of pneumonia.
Of
when he falls
pneumonia,
into a close
exactly.
lake.
Yeah.
It'll be it. That'll be the thing. that does
COVID
it.
will get him.
We didn't we
Mhm.
didn't go around the table though. We talked about what we're
Oh,
drinking. We got
yes.
bourbons, we got Bloody Marys. I see Jamie already finished hers though.
Yeah.
All right, need
I've
another
been
one, babe?
sitting here empty. Yes.
She
Let's
has-
take
I
a
noticed it.
Morpheus minute
Take a Morpheus minute.
before we.
What are you
I
drinking?
fuck with
on
Morpheus
over
a
there,
lot on
Chris?
his minutes on his poems.
I'm sober as a gopher.
He likes it.
Go for it.
Don't even let him play or don't let him joke. He likes it. He loves all of the jokes. Where's Morpheus right now? Is he home?
Yeah, he's home.
He's home. What the fuck's he doing?
He is getting some very much needed heterosexual couple time.
Oh, right.
Some mill-to-mill married couple life.
Is he mill to mill as well?
He is.
He is.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right, here comes Heath. Everybody, stop talking shit. Nobody.
Okay.
Shh, shh, shh.
We weren't saying anything.
We won't say anything. Hey, Heath.
Hi.
Yo.
He didn't even get it.
I know y'all were talking it out, man. That's
No.
what were y'all saying?
Nothing.
fuck?
Nothing.
No, nothing at all.
So Khaleesi, what are you drinking?
I'm sober, drinking water.
That's what you're always drinking. You always got to drive back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very
Whenever I don't have to
responsible.
drive back, I'll get a little more.
No,
litty.
she doesn't.
We'll do
Even
another
Friday.
mill to mill podcast when you don't have to drive back.
Oh boy.
I don't know if you guys are ready for that. You thought I was crazy.
I'm
Oh my
actually crazy, but
gosh.
I also don't drink a lot. I'm a very
she talked about not feeling teeth
spontaneous
last time that she
drinker.
was fucking drinking. Talked about I
Yeah.
can't even feel my
Feel my
teeth
teeth.
anymore.
Somebody looks at me and goes, "You could feel your teeth naturally." It's like, no.
Like, what are you talking about? So
It's
what's your
okay. It's not that. It's like slack jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Heath hand you over there, Jamie?
It's a Life Itself Great Raft Pink Guava Lemonade Goes beer. And I'm trying to find out. Oh, it's a made in Shreveport.
Yes. So you're drinking water. Hermes drinking a Bloody Mary. Jamie's drinking her Goes. She's so into Goes.
Is that how you say it? GOSE?
I guess I don't
Gauze,
know. God,
Goes.
Gauze is the name of the street by our house.
I mean, I'd say goes.
Or
Yeah.
goose, maybe. I don't know.
No,
Goose
that's
is two O's.
GOO.
Yeah.
Goose.
Where
I
I'm
mean-
from, you spell Goose with two O's.
Yeah, I don't know how the Northerners spell goose.
I'm drinking
I've-
a wood. Go ahead, Hermes.
No, I already. No,
You
go
had to
ahead.
come back. You had to
No,
come back.
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Clap back. Clap back. Clap back.
Come
I'm
on, let
having
me
a-
have it.
This is your show. I'm
Let me
gonna
have it.
let you guys have it. It's your
No,
show.
no, dude. We're all family here. Go. Our show is me show, your show. You know, mi casa, it's tu casa.
Me show your.
I know me
Me
show.
show.
You just burnt yourself.
Me
I didn't even have to
show.
come back on that one.
Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, 90.4 proof, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Hell
a
yeah!
good
I
one.
recognized the bottle as soon as you were
Yeah.
pouring it earlier. I needed some
Yeah.
of that.
But that shit I showed you yesterday when I texted you that picture that what's it called? Fuck. It's from Willett Reserves, a Willett Distillery. But that stuff is on point.
It looked good. It looked like a nice bottle, but I'm, me being a sucker for labels and bottles. I was like, is it though? Is it good?
It is good. I'm like you. I'm a sucker for I'll buy a cigar because the label, their band's so cool.
Well, he actually got this
Rowan's
really cool
Creek.
one for his retirement, and it looks like a little medicine bottle.
It's straight corn liquor.
Corn liquor. Yeah. Where's it
Yeah.
from?
It's Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, from Jackson, Mississippi.
That,
Who knew?
that blinding
Mississippi?
lightning. Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah. But you know what? Down here, it's not the best whiskey making. The weather's not that good for bourbon. The soil's not good for bourbon. It's not like Kentucky, it's not like Kentucky, where Kentucky has 4 seasons. That's why all the great whiskeys and bourbons come from that area, like Tennessee, Kentucky. Because down here it's hard. The water sucks for that, and the weather. It's all, you might get a couple months of kind of winter here.
Yeah.
Like right now, we're cold. We got down to 41 last night. We're like, God,
Yeah, we got our fire.
Got a fire going. It's kind of dying now. I've had it lit for a while, but yeah, it's like cold. Even for this time of year, it's cold. What's it getting like up there now?
Right now it's 55.
Yeah.
So
At night it's like 30s.
Yeah, 31 last night actually.
Yeah. Which
Ew.
I'm a fan of. I'm
I'm not gonna
definitely
lie.
a fan
I
of
actually had
this.
to bring another blanket into the bed.
The only thing honestly that sucks, and I was telling Khaleesi about this the other day, is like the morning workouts are just that bit harder to get up and go, because not only do you get out of bed, out of the covers and into the cold and to get dressed, then you walk down to your car and then you got to defrost it. And you're like, fuck.
He has an automatic start, y'all.
I do, but I told you I have to go outside
he
to
doesn't
do it.
remember
I
to
can't
do
do it from the house. So I have to exit.
Heath has
either
one
way.
too, an automatic. I think I do, but I don't know how to use my key fob. So
You have one. She got a 2020 Traverse. She has automatic freaking.
yeah.
She makes
That's
my
how
car
Bo
look like a
is.
junker.
Yeah.
Shoot, if mine has one, I have no idea how to.
I was gonna say
turn it
all of
on.
us have 2020 plus cars, and
I don't.
none of us seem to
don't.
use the automatic start ever.
Actually, I drive with my heated seat on all the time.
Me too, for lower back pain.
It feels so nice.
That's what it's for, right?
Yeah,
Lower
exactly.
back
lower
pain.
back pain.
Lower back pain, and I took my PRT on Friday, so I was like nice and sore. So I drove up here with my heated seat on.
Mhm.
Did
Yeah,
you do
that's
you did the planks?
Wonderful plank
Mhm.
that they were like scrutinizing me on, even though it doesn't count.
How long did you do your plank for?
2 minutes and 15 seconds. And then I realized the score doesn't even go into, even if you
No.
do pass it, it doesn't even go into your score. So it didn't
Look,
matter.
My damn wife's an overachiever, so they told her, "Look, we're done
Hmm.
timing you. It's over with. Please get out of the plank position."
Can you stop now?
Jamie,
Yeah.
did you?
I
Jamie, did you
I
beat
wanted
me?
to see. I went for 4 minutes, and then they were like, "Just stop." So I stopped at 4.
Yeah,
that's my
what they-
next goal, is to get that high.
They told me the same thing, that it was like LT so and so and Chief so and so did 4, and I was like, oh well, I'm gonna do 401. Tell you.
I know I'm over here like the only E5,
It's
in
like
the
LT
in the
and Chief
area.
are not beating me, and Chief, I was like, he's probably sitting on his stomach for that 4 minutes.
Oh.
That
Is he
didn't count.
Is he a fat ass?
No, I was just talking shit to
Oh.
him. That's all.
Oh.
No, him and
Oh,
LT
the
are
one
like
actually
those-
the one actually scrutinizing me was, she's like tomato on legs.
Well, see, I
Oh, right.
And I was like, you can't even do a push-up. Why are you yelling at me right now?
Yeah, right. Don't you hate that?
Tomato.
God, I used to hate that shit. Like these motherfucking fat fucks be dogging us out. Like when I was
Yeah.
even now, when I was an E5, I was like, what the fuck you, dude?
I just looked at him. I'm like, you
Mhm.
can't even do a 90-degree push-up. Get out of here. Why are you standing next to me?
well, see, that's the thing about Marines is like they are nitpicky, but I know each one of them can do it. Is the difference? See, It's
Mhm.
like you can't
Yeah.
punk
Yeah.
a Marine. Like they
Yeah,
are
they're
like
legit.
they'll show you up on the swim, the run, all of it. And I'm like, okay, it's not 90. I guess I'll go down a little lower.
Okay, my bad.
But yeah, but the Navy's the opposite, where they're like, go 90. I'm like, you don't even break 45.
you
What are
don't break
doing?
40. Shut up.
Well, in the Navy's defense, I was in a command full of SWICs. Those guys can do it too.
Oh,
That's
So,
true. That's true. That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little different, but
That's like
they
so
make up
light.
like 1%.
Yeah.
Like SWIC, SEALs, they all make up 1% of the Navy.
Yeah.
The rest of them, they need to get off my back.
But they're not big
Bro.
runners, man. They're not big runners.
They're
I mean,
They're swimmers.
yeah, I was gonna
Mhm.
say
I'll
the
smoke their
SEALs.
ass on the run, but
Dude.
well, not the young SEALs, but the guys like equivalent to my age, yeah, they're done. But like the young guys, yeah, they
But
run
they're
like
giant. They're like
Yeah.
benching like
they're benching me. plus-
That's what I was
plus
gonna say
150
with-
pounds.
20
with the damn
pounds.
SEALs is like, yeah, they can do all of like body weight stuff. They can do all of endurance stuff,
Mhm.
but they do have a lot. There's a caveat, and it's like a lot of them are carrying around a lot of weight and muscle when it comes to like running,
Mhm.
even swimming, which is actually the impressive part to me is when there was this Bud's Dud guy. So not quite the same, obviously.
Right.
He
Mhm.
would run fucking forever. He was like 6'4", almost 300, and he could run a mile and a half in 8:30. No shit.
You're
He
just
was
over here
a
like, what the
beast.
hell?
Wow.
He was a beast. But then you see these other guys that are, more like my runner's build, who are still getting, like 10 minutes for their mile and a half.
It's still good.
And it's like what is this backwards nonsense that we're doing
Yeah.
here? And then you have the Marines as well, or like the Army, that are doing like 2 miles in 10, and you're just like, fuck you
That's
guys.
crazy.
Fuck all you
That's
guys.
Shit, I'm over
crazy.
here like I'm barely
Fuck
there.
all you. And then you have Tomatoes on Legs, who are the ACFLs.
No, she wasn't. She was not an ACFL. She's not an
He's just a
ACFL.
corrector.
She was a motivator.
She was just. I had 2 Chiefs and 3 HM1s watching me. Tell me why. After out of like
She's
the
salty about this, guys.
full
in case you
30
couldn't
people
hear.
there doing this damn PRT, they were like right next to me the whole time.
Oh, maybe they're haters.
I was like, get
Little
the
salty.
fuck out of here!
Possibly.
You're annoying.
She's a
Maybe
little
they're just
salty over
haters.
here.
I can't concentrate.
I can't concentrate. Leave me alone.
I was talking shit too. I'm
They're
always
like, get
talking
your
mad
hips
shit
down,
to
HM2.
Khaleesi,
I was
too.
like, but my ass is too big.
That's what I was telling. I was like, so was your form off? She's like, no, it was my ass. I'm like, sounds like your form was off.
No, my butt sits a little higher.
I'm
And
just
if I would have gone any lower, my entire like front body would be on the floor. It's like a hit or miss.
I don't know. Sounds like you weren't doing it. Sounds like you didn't work on your planks over there, Khaleesi.
Shut up.
I've implemented planks in my workout. I do the hip dips.
Oh, those are
Mm.
hard.
Yeah, they're hard, especially when you're old bastard. That shit's hard as fuck.
Mhm.
Well, see, if you do just a little yoga, that's the thing that people like hate on yoga about. But that's one thing that I could say will do. I don't even know. It'll work wonders. Is a little bit of yoga where you're changing like the side plank, the front plank, side plank. You're strengthening like a lot of those
Your
teeny
vinyasa?
tiny muscle groups that
Mhm.
you're not like isolating, that everybody's
forget
always like,
about.
oh yeah, exactly. My core strength is on point. My squat game is on point, and then they can't hold a plank longer than a minute. And meanwhile, yoga instructor over here of 65 is holding that plank for 4 minutes. I'm just saying, proof's
Crazy.
in the pudding there.
Well,
Those
I'm
old
not doing yoga,
ladies.
but
I swear
They
those
are
old
on
ladies
it.
got it.
Well, Jamie
Right?
went to an old lady yoga thing one
Yeah,
time by
me-
accident.
Me and my coworker went, and we're military girls, so we're bigger, a little bit more muscular than these ladies. They're all skinny, and old. And so they're like putting us in all these different poses, and they go down in like this split, and we both look at each other. We're like,
The hell?
we're all wobbly in the back, like we're just
it's like I can go in
doing?
half a split.
What are you
Yeah, that
doing?
flexibility
There's actually a
is
hot
another
yoga
game,
place up
too.
here I'm going to be getting into.
Fuck that.
I went. So this is a
Hot
funny
yoga, yeah,
story.
I heard about that.
I came from Djibouti. I had to stop in Norfolk. So I was with my friend, and she's like, do you want to go to hot yoga? I was like, I just got back from Djibouti. I've been working out 2 times a day. Of course, no big deal. And so the instructor is like, hey, if you ever feel lightheaded, you can sit down and blah, 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 blah. I was like, no, this is not going to be an issue for me. You don't know where I've been. Man, if I didn't get lightheaded, I almost passed out in there. That was terrible.
There's
I
a
don't-
difference in
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Of like
I used to
100
do it frequently before I joined the military. It's really fun.
Oh, no, thank you. Like, I don't know. How hot was it over in Djibouti, Jamie?
I think
Like,
it
what was, like, the average?
110,
110.
one,
110 is hot as fuck.
Mhm.
And like when I was
like
in
a dryer.
Arizona, when I was in Arizona, 110, 117, I think was like the high one time. That is hot as fuck, and that is uncomfortable. But then there's another level, and that's hot yoga hot. All right. When it's
Yeah.
150,
It's like 90 in there.
yeah, it's like
Chill.
150. Like the average I saw over here at that one is like
Mhm.
147, like 145, 147. I was like, fuck that.
Well, if I die, I was having
Fuck
fun.
that. And then you're sweating on the mat and shit, and you just smell
Yeah,
like
and you're slipping all over the place,
yeah.
trying to
No.
hold it.
Yeah.
I
No,
remember.
I don't
thanks.
know. I find something interesting in it.
fuck that.
I don't know. I
I'll
don't want
pass.
that.
I'll pass.
And you
There was
pay for
even
that
those-
shit.
Yeah. Like I don't why the fuck There was this one dude who did he was big into like hot yoga and like hot exercising, and so he had like a whole gym built out to have that type of climate. So every single station or room you went into, the minimum was like 125, and so he was on like a bike machine, and it was like 185 or something, and the amount of perspiration in that room was fogging up like the window to see into the room. Like when you're getting to that level of stuff, I think you just have like a different kind of
You sweat
issue.
that much naturally,
No,
so
that's not what I meant. Like if you're into that type of pain and like suffering, like I'm all for working out hard. But if you're into that, I think you might need to start going to like BDSM clubs or something. You need to get your pain out in a different way. Like you don't need to be doing that. That's just gross.
I was gonna say we have a hot gym too. It's here in the middle of Louisiana.
No.
Our
my
garage.
volleyball team
garage,
actually used
yeah.
to make me do that.
Yeah.
They would
Our
turn off
garage
the AC.
Our garage is hot as fuck. We started working out there in like June, July.
Mm-hmm.
We had fans, but still though, we call it. Oh, it was a Thunderdome, man. You got there and sweat your ass. I used to be, because we have these mats on there, but they're used to use for horse stables, so they're really pretty durable.
Mhm.
And there'd be sweat all over that shit when I get
slip on it.
Slip
Yeah.
up my ass. I'm doing like some jump squats, almost killing myself after sweating all over it. But I tell you what, man, when you're done with it, you're like, damn, I accomplished something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that. And like I said, I'm all for working hard when it comes to working out. And so like waking up in the morning, getting the workout in, especially when it's cold, coming out.
Yeah.
I like that feeling, especially when you go from
Yes.
like sweating and hot inside the gym, then you step outside and it's
Yes.
cold. Great. That's a great feeling. I don't
Yeah.
need to add hot gym workouts and hot yoga to that. I'm
Well,
good.
I know you're good on keeping up with your workouts until you do a freaking Tavern in Question episode.
Oh.
Motherfuckers.
So
You
got
sons of
him.
bitches.
So that was awesome. You're in bed. You went to bed early that day because your back
Yeah.
was hurting. You went upstairs, and I'm hanging out. I get a message on Twitter from Ian from
Well, first of all, he goes to bed like at 1 a.m.
No, I was later than that. I was fucking.
That
I
drunk.
must be
was like,
fucking
what?
nice.
where are you coming from? Like what
He
just
was-
happened?
Please tell me, Jamie, be honest. He was shit faced when he came to bed. He had to have been.
Oh yeah.
But-
Okay.
I was like, what is wrong with you?
Fucked
'Cause
up.
the last thing I remember was falling asleep on the couch, and he's like, hey, go to bed. You know, we're both watching TV. And then next thing you know, he's smashed. It's like 1 or 2 in the morning.
So
He's coming to bed, hot breath, bourbon everywhere.
Ugh. I've had those nights. I've experienced
Well,
those nights.
I usually have no nights because I went to the club. No, I was just on a daggum podcast.
Oh no! Every single time he's on with y'all, I'm like, he's not coming. He's not coming to bed early.
That
I'm
was
just
the
gonna go to
night too. It
sleep.
was like 4 a.m. It was late.
I woke
as
up. He came
fuck.
into bed. I was just like, ugh, you smell.
Well, no, you weren't here because that was Thursday night. It was Thursday night.
There was another one.
It was right after that, after your 99th episode with Morpheus.
Morpheus, yeah.
Yeah, we stayed
actually,
up late on that.
There was also another one when we had everybody up here. Oh my god, y'all didn't sleep.
Oh,
this
We just weren't
entire
sleeping.
weekend.
Yeah, we just weren't sleeping.
They were
those
on
nights.
like 11, level
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, we
Me
were
and
not
the other
sleeping.
sober person that was there, we were like, we're annoyed.
Was that Bo? Bo?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
me
Yeah.
and Bo were just like, okay, y'all are annoying.
Well, here's the deal. That Tavern in Question. So Ian hits me up and said, "Hey, you want to come on with us?" So I get on, and I'm having technical issues, and of course Hermes is talking shit. You old fuck, you can't figure it out. You know. blah, blah, blah. So I
He's
finally
actually
get
an old
on.
man.
Jamie's up there to hold his hand.
Yeah. So I finally get on, and then Hermes is like talking shit. Everybody's drunk, and I'm like, "So
We were drunk.
I gotta catch up." So me and Hermes is like talking shit to each other, but the whole time we're sending memes to each other, gifts to each other on Twitter, but we never missed a beat.
Nope.
Because
You know my
we're-
gift game is strong.
it's way strong. And then we were talking about, I don't know, strippers and then strip joints or something. I can't remember. But then Ian calls in Pixie on, who's a
Oh, that's
former-
right.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
stripper.
I was so drunk.
And Hermes has
Jesus
asked her
Christ.
questions, and he's giving me the whole time. But you never know because he was so like drunk and asking like good question. I mean, it was
Good
legit.
questions. He
Yeah.
was interviewing.
Yeah, like it wasn't even like he was drunk and gifting at the same time. And I was like, oh, this guy's a different level. He's on his A game.
He's an alcoholic.
Oh, it was not well. I paid for that shit in the morning. I texted Heath. Well, he texted me, I think, at like
how you doing,
6 a.m. How you doing? I was barely I was rolling out of bed late at that point. So I was like not even
Was this
able.
a day that you were late?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Again, luckily it was the shop. It was just me because everybody had taken that Friday off.
The 7:50.
Yep. It was just me. So I texted. I was like, I showed up in the right uniform at the right place. Not quite the right
on
time.
Hey,
I got so
2
lucky.
out of 3.
Yeah, he was still
That's so
alive
lucky.
and he was breathing. He was just late. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
I mean, and I sent the reports and the muster and everything because like that's my job, and nobody even questioned. Like the
Nobody
HM1
questioned how late you were.
Yeah, the HM1 who replied to the muster because I had like made a mistake. He
Mhm.
didn't even say like a little late or anything. Nothing. Just hey,
Did you
missed
die?
you missed this little thing here. And I was like, oh, belay my last. Here you go. Resent it. No questions. Nobody said shit. I
That's
think
wild.
everybody was having a slow Friday. It was,
Yeah, everybody was
one
in
of
the
those
same
days.
shoes. Yeah, everybody was.
They were
hungover
like,
and
eh.
still
But this
drunk.
motherfucker, I was like, it was a Thursday night. Like, why the fuck were you guys, the Ian and Josh and Heath? You guys are bad influence. This is a Thursday night on the Tavern in
Ian-
Question
Ian is a bad influence, anyways.
Any-
Like,
Yeah, dude. He's like the
on
Godfather.
Saturday night.
yeah,
the Godfather
of
of
bad
influences.
influences.
This
Dude.
motherfucker.
Dude, I hit up Hermes. Hey, you want to Zoom? Yeah. So after
So
we
like
got off of
1:30 in
them,
the
me and-
morning.
we're zooming each other bullshit.
Oh my
And then
god.
Hermes is like, finally says, the worm's spinning, man. I gotta go. Be good.
The worm is
the room.
Oh,
Sorry, the
the
worm is
worm.
spinning. The worm, yeah. The
Oh,
room.
y'all were
the
drinking
world, the word.
tequila.
We're drinking tequila, yeah. But no, the room's spinning and that trash can is looking really good. Like he's about to
Yeah.
throw up. So
Oh, yikes.
you
I
know,
don't
Oh,
remember.
he doesn't throw up that much, but he's a violent puker.
But I don't think I did. I don't think I threw up. I just was sitting there like, if this is gonna go badly, it's gonna go badly quick. I better call it before I puke into the microphone or something.
There's actually one
call this.
time while we were still at our old duty station, he threw up on my feet.
Yeah,
in the
I'm never gonna
shower.
fucking hear the end of this.
Oh
Goddamn.
my
still
God.
married him. We all married
Yes,
already?
I did. He threw up
Oh.
all over my feet in the shower.
Okay, here we go. At least
Literally,
we're-
like the
I
worst
had the
thing ever.
wherewithal that said, "Hey, we should probably like I'm gonna have to clean up and whatnot."
So he puked on my feet in the
So
shower.
I said, like, I'm gonna get in the shower, and you were the one who decided to join. So that's
you
not
wanted
my,
me to.
That's not my fault.
I'm sorry. You wanted me
forgot that you
to.
invited her.
Yeah,
Irrelevant information. All
it's
right,
not
stricken from the
irrelevant.
record.
He
I
asked me to join him in the
overruled.
shower because I wasn't gonna join him at first. He was like, "Come on, come on." I was like, "Fine, fine."
overruled.
Fast forward like 30 seconds, and he's down on his knees puking on my damn feet in the shower.
Well, I got a good story about Jamie.
Oh man.
Oh, this is great. So this is back before we got married. I think it was before we got married. We were just we were dating, we were living together. So we go to the we were living in sin. So
Shut up. We sit on a nightly basis.
Shut up.
so we have this comedy thing over at Kingsville, Texas, at the Naval Air Station. They had a comedy hour. All these comedians came. They're class acts. I mean, they're really
Well,
big deals.
Okay. Every time I meet Heath's friends the first time, I usually get way drunker than
Yeah.
I need to be. But
If
go
they're
ahead.
anything like
So-
Heath, I believe you.
Yeah, no shit. They're worse than me. These are like air traffic controllers, man. They're fucking.
Just you
out.
wait till we finally link up, Jamie. It's
Oh,
gonna be
dear
a
God.
night to forget.
Oh.
We're not gonna remember it.
I won't
Yeah.
remember.
So Jamie's hammering these lemon drop martinis,
Dangerous.
and she's hammered drunk. And before it even starts, she's drunk. So we're they go from like 7 or 8 to like midnight, and finally it's over with. They've been rocking out. 3 or 4 of them been rocking out since 7 for like 4 or 5 hours. So they're locking up the place. They're closing it down. It's time to go, right? Hey, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, kind of deal.
Sure.
So I'm like, Jamie, we got to go. You never let me have any fun. No fun. I'm in Heath. I'm like, baby, they're locking the place up. So I'm like, she's got her arm over my shoulder and I'm carrying her out. And I run into some friends of mine. They're outside on the smoke area, right outside the club. And they look at me like, is she all right? Oh, she's Native American. She's fine. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Checks
It's so
out.
funny, like it like, okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
And we walk her to the car. I'm like, at least she's awake. She's talking shit the whole time. You ready to go already? Oh, you suck, blah, blah, blah. So I get her in the car and I put the seatbelt on her. So I'm like, at least she's going to talk shit to me, keep me awake. Cause that's an hour drive from where we lived to where we
No.
were going to where we lived. Nah, dude, I didn't even get in the car. She's already passed out before I even start the car. It's not to make that hour drive. And I played it cool though. I didn't really drink. I had a couple beers, So, but you're talking about, but it's midnight and I've been up since like 5 or 6 in the morning. I'm tired and no entertainment. I had to listen to the radio when I had perfectly good entertainment sitting next to me that fell asleep.
Sounds very
Ooh.
familiar.
Hey,
Oh my
hey,
God.
hey! I haven't passed out before.
Anytime
But there was this
you
one
get
time-
alcohol in you, you're passed out.
This friend named Swim, right? Decided to drink an ungodly amount of Jaeger bombs. I'm talking ungodly.
It was
For
90.
my body weight was like 150 at the time. This probably should have killed me. Not gonna lie.
That's
But
'cause
my
the
friends
IV.
were there
I
to
was
give
gonna
me
say,
an IV.
The IV is what saved you.
Oh.
You
While
stopped it
Hermes
before
was
it
down in the
processed.
lobby playing with his junk.
You were playing with your junk in the lobby?
No, okay, no.
Yes,
good
yes,
for
he
you.
was.
Good
Yes,
for
he
you.
was.
Give more context. All right, you can't just drop
Okay,
that
so
down
I
there.
went. I had to tap out early because I had duty the next day.
It was the same day because we had passed midnight because
Yeah.
it was New Year's.
I don't
Do that.
advise. And I went home first. Well, Hermes followed me home with our friends. Friends put the IV. I fell asleep. Gave him my room key. They left, and then he went back to the bar.
Yes, continue to drink.
And then his
Nice.
friends, after a couple more hours,
Well, I didn't have duty the
drug
next day.
him
I got to sleep the next day. It
He
was
did.
fine for me.
But his friends drug him home, and this is where he blacked out, hit his head, laid on the couch in the lobby, started playing with his junk, or tried to unzip his pants, and then yeah,
It was-
it's
okay.
he
let me
went
go.
wild.
All right.
All in the meantime, he was trying to go back to my room to fuck with me.
I was
Hey,
gonna say,
baby.
let me give the actual context. She is a terrible storyteller. All right. She passes out.
He doesn't
all right?
remember this.
She passes out. I remember. Okay. I'll tell you when I forget. She passes out. I remember all of this. I
We
was
need another
definitely
buddy
highly.
named Swim to tell
I
us.
was definitely very intoxicated. I won't lie. But she passes out. We put her to bed, give her the IV. She has duty in like 3 hours. So we take care of the bases, make sure the alarms are set. She's good to go. All right. So I checked that off the list and I'm like, all right, it's party time. I have nothing else to worry about. We're fine. I go back to the bar.
He does.
I proceed to continue drinking. At this point, we already had 90 Jaeger bombs. We had drank
Oh
an
my
ungodly
God.
amount. We had
I'm
an
talking like-
ungodly amount.
An ungodly amount.
Yeah. I didn't drink all, to be fair, I didn't drink all 90
he
of them. I
bought
just
all
ordered.
90
Yeah, I
of
just
those.
ordered and bought 90 at one point. So
You were
like,
making
the
it
bar,
rain.
yeah,
Yeah.
the bar was that's that dink man, that dual income and nothing. No
Hey,
debt,
we were
nothing
dual
to-
income at that point.
No, but we were overseas and we didn't have any debt. We were just spending
Yeah.
money and
Yeah,
living in the
yeah,
barracks. Like it didn't
no,
fucking
yeah.
matter.
Good
So we're sitting
times.
over there. We're sitting over there, and the bar is filled with shots of Jaeger bombs and Vegas bombs and
Mhm.
tequila shots and just all ungodly amounts of liquor. We had already done that, and then I went back to the bar and did it again because
Mhm.
everybody who was still alive at that point was on my level of alcoholism. So we were all ready to keep going and drinking. So we were doing Boilermakers and we were doing shots and
nice.
just drinking and drinking and drinking. Right. I started to get fuzzy at this point. So I made sure to call my buddy who was over in Japan at the time. And he screen recorded the FaceTime, and boy, what a FaceTime that was. Just I have never said more. Like I've never slurred my words so heavy that I've recalled and then got to watch back.
He gets
That
hiccups
was-
whenever he gets really drunk.
It was I was
I do too.
walking back from the bar, across the street back to base. And so you can see me on my FaceTime like walking and you can see how dark it is. I'm like,
He's walking with a couple buddies.
buddy.
He's walking with a
Oh
couple
my
buddies.
God, I love you so much. And just he's like, oh God, dude, how much have you had to drink? And it's Japan, so it's like 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever it is ahead of us. So he's on the first. He's already had his night of drink, and he's like, yeah, that was a crazy night last night for me too. Oh, it's still night. What are you doing, you pussy? Blah, blah. And then I'm trying to go through security as I'm on the phone. I'm like,
shit.
buddy, what's up? As to like the MA is like, what's going on? Luckily he
Oh,
knew
no.
me, and they're just
Hugging
like,
everybody.
yeah. He's just like, yeah.
Go to your room.
Yeah, get through the
Go away.
day. Yeah, you're over there. Get to the barracks. And so I'm still on the FaceTime call. We get into the lobby and there's a pool table there that we always play at.
Mhm.
And what else sounds like more fun than drinking and continuing to play pool? So
Oh, yeah.
everybody I'm with, we're starting to start up a game, and I lost the coin toss, so I had to sit the first round out. So there's a nice comfy couch there.
That
What
he
am I going
decided
to do?
Start unzipping
besides-
his pants on.
No, not yet. I had sat down on the
So
couch
you were in
first.
public.
I was
yes,
in public.
he was in public on video camera.
I had sat down on this couch, and it was a comfy couch. So I'm sitting up at this point. I'm perfectly fine sitting up at this point.
Mhm.
I have a flask full of alcohol that I'm just sipping on, and then at some point the couch starts to slide back from underneath me. I wasn't sitting correctly on the couch. I was like sitting on the arm of the couch. So it starts to slide back, and I have zero balance, and I fall off the couch. So one of the buddy is like, "Oh no, he's drunk
Here
as hell.
he's going.
Let me put him on the couch." And so he lays me down on the couch. That was mistake number one. I had nothing to do with this. He lays me down on the couch. And what happens when you lay down and you're drunk and the world is spinning?
He starts to unzip
You have
his
to
pants.
ground yourself somehow. And what's the best thing for a guy to ground himself with? It's the thing
His
that's
penis,
been with
obviously.
him. It's been with him his entire.
on the floor.
No, grab your
You
penis,
put your
obviously.
leg on the floor, but no. Hermes plays with himself in public.
The tried and true method is to grab that son of a bitch by his head and hold him for dear life so we can both stop spinning here.
That's obviously the highest done.
Duh. I mean, he knows what that is. That is a
I
tried and
wouldn't
true
understand.
method. All right. That is a tried and true method. So I did the tried and true method. And before I get my hand into my pants, it is probably unbuttoned at this point, but before I get it into there, the guy who laid me down, he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Get over
Mind
here.
you, the guy who laid you down was still right next to you as you were doing this.
He was right next to me. And so I'm up here reaching, copping a feel on my buddy over here. Like, what's going on? Hey.
And then he drug your ass to the
So he's like,
elevator
yeah,
and
he's
got
like-
you to
So he's like, all right, you've had enough. You're done. So he throws me on his big old, because this is
he's a big fucking dude.
This is Hodor for anybody
Yeah.
who.
Oh
listens
yeah,
to
I've
that.
heard him
Yeah.
on your show. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Hodor.
big
He's a
old
big fucking dude.
6'2", 6'3", some bitch.
Probably
from
6'4".
Yeah, however, he's big son of a bitch. There's a reason we call him Hodor. So he throws me over his shoulder, walks me into the elevator, sits me down, and there's a little bar that goes around.
That you hit your head
Yeah,
on.
it's like 2 and
It's like
4
3
feet.
inches.
Yeah, it's like 4 feet off the ground, so it's like perfect for the hip level.
Mhm.
So he leans me against that. I have no balance, so I sit down fully onto the floor of this elevator.
Mhm.
The elevator goes all the way up to the top floor, and he's like, "Hey, it's time to get off." And because I'm like kind of coherent, I stand up at full
Really
force
fast.
without realizing. Yep, and just boom, knocked
Knocks
myself out.
himself out.
Gave myself a concussion and knocked
Hodor
myself
had to
out.
carry him back to his room.
So he drags me out, puts me to bed.
Speaking about disability.
Yeah.
It's on camera, but it's
that was actually our first night.
I think they wanted
really
to
drinking
scrub
together.
that record clean. I don't want the disability from that concussion. I think they need to scrub that whole night.
So
But yeah, that's the story of that.
Here's
So
the
give
deal,
them
Hermes.
context.
here's the deal, Hermes. You were not in America when this happened.
I was
No.
not. No.
It is perfectly fine. You were overseas. You were doing overseas shit.
Sure.
We're doing overseas shit.
Sure.
My
yeah.
mom thought I was safe and
Yeah, I
sound.
was
Here I am,
I
drunk
was-
in an IV in
I
my
was
bear shirt.
protecting the country by
Yes, you were doing God's work.
God's work. Yeah, that was definitely not. I don't know what God you're worshiping, but that hands in the pants would have said otherwise. Satan
No, it sure
himself.
is. Well, you were trying to keep your balance.
I was. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
That's what he says. That's what he
Hey,
says.
you know
he
what,
was trying to
Hermes?
go to my room at that point.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
dirty bird.
I know.
Anyway, Hermes, I will let you know, man. When we finally hang out, dude, being a friend means that I could be hanging out drinking a beer and you decide to zip your pants and rub one off. That's what friends. You just turn around, and be like, oh,
Hey,
Hermes
you
is
just turn
doing his
around
thing.
Hey, you
Hermes
know
doing
what?
his thing. Just turn around, and look
Sobering
the
up.
other way.
I'm gonna have to leave at that point.
That is true friendship
God.
right there.
That's true
That is what
friendship.
that is friends.
I'm gonna
right
walk
there.
out then. Okay.
You and Jamie
I'll
could
have
go.
somewhere else to go.
You
Yeah.
and Jamie could go grab another round while I have to
Yeah.
sober
Yeah.
myself up real
Well,
quick.
Yeah.
That's our cue.
That's our cue to
You
leave.
look around and
I'm
Hermes
leaving.
is by himself in this booth.
I'm gonna go now.
And when you come back, it'll just like he said, when you come back, it'll be like nothing ever happened. It'll be like, oh, look at him. I thought he was drunk, but no, he's giffing away. He's asking questions and he's
Yeah.
still drinking.
Yeah.
like
He's so grounded.
this
Wow.
so great.
Jamie
And-
Khaleesi's, watch where you sit.
Ugh.
Why
Well,
is
honestly,
the
like you
floor
can't
so
even
sticky. What is this?
You
Somebody just spilled some soda on the
disgusting.
floor over here.
you can't really even tell whenever he starts to get too drunk. He
You
starts
can't.
hiccuping.
You know
So-
what? The first time I saw Hermes at that level, even similar, was at the beer, tavern in question when I showed up.
Yeah.
Because that's the first time I
That's
saw
what he
you.
could- that's all he could talk about.
It was like, I've never seen Hermes, and I've seen you. We've drank together on these
Oh, yeah.
shows, and I've never seen you like not that you were out of control. You weren't, but at a level where you
I was
weren't.
rowdy.
You're
I was
rowdy.
rowdy.
He's
You would
rowdy.
not
He's on a
stop-
level 10.
Dude, I said he was talking some mad shit.
Oh, I believe it.
Unforgiving. Like,
Oh, yeah.
dude, you got to change your depends, huh? You got to do this. I mean, just
Oh, yeah, he's
fucking out
being
of
mean as hell.
control.
I was getting
being
rowdy.
ornery. Being ornery.
Why do sailors go so mean when they drink? I don't know.
I do sometimes.
I do.
It's because that's the most
I mean,
fun.
I do. So I talk shit to our similar person we don't like. Let's just say that.
Oh, right.
Whenever
right,
I
right.
get drunk and he's around, I will fuck with him all night long. It's so funny.
Well, I think there's a different level. See, that's where everybody talks shit, and sailors, we talk shit. That is just how it goes.
Yeah.
I don't know how else
That's
to.
our love language.
Yeah, exactly. That's our
yeah.
love language. So for that part of it, like the fun part of it is
Mhm.
because it's fun to see people burn each other, almost like a roast, when
Yeah.
it's like a roast of someone you love and you're getting roasted by I'm bourbon by people you love.
He's not even drunk yet.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
not.
I was like, it's
when-
happening.
It's not happening. He's only
When-
had one.
When you drink with people and roast people you love and your people you love are roasting you, it just has a different level of fun because you're just like, oh, that was true. Oh shit, that's what you, and it's like it's got
Mhm.
that different level of sting.
Yeah.
But then you have
it's like touche.
Exactly.
Damn, that was creative.
Okay, yeah, that was
That was
good. You
creative. I
did-
like it.
You did now, but then you also have the building on each other where it's like, oh, you got me. I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. I'm gonna get you. Remember that
Yeah.
time when you were jerking off in the lobby? I remember that.
I remember that. But it's hilarious because like the one person I was roasting, he's like, I don't know you well enough to tell you like other things. And I'm just like over here fucking owning him.
Exactly. Then there's
Owning
that
him.
side of it. That's that side of it too. And you play that game with people
It's
that
like
you just
emasculating.
meet, it's like when you first meet somebody, like fellow sailors, especially when they check
Mhm.
in.
Yeah.
I always like to take them out somewhere or do something with them because I'm not going to change. I'm going to be talking my shit so that they know what they're getting themselves into. And you
Right.
always have one of two reactions. You have the reaction of like, oh, and then turns out like we can't be friends. And that's cool. I mean, it is what it is. We'll work and be coworkers. That's fine. We just can't be hanging out, and getting drunk together. Then you have the
Mhm.
opposite side of it where they're just as ready to go and just as rowdy as
Just
you
as
are.
rowdy.
And
Yeah,
boom,
it is
and then
good
you have
time.
and then you have Heath and Jamie, making friends on the E14 podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
get
yeah.
rowdy.
That's true. I tell you what Jamie really got me one time. We were having an argument and she said something to me that really set me back I appreciate it. She said, well, Roger the fuck that. I was like, holy shit.
You're like, oh,
She's
got
from
it.
straight Navy and dog me at the same time.
Yeah.
Roger the fuck that. I was like, props. Props.
that one
I can't
down
even
hit.
be mad at you about that.
That was nice.
No. And it's like some stupid. We were arguing in bed and I just laying in bed. We were having an argument. She said, Roger the fuck that. And she rolled over. I was like, nice. Nice. I like that. You just owned me and I'm not even mad about it.
At that point, you can't be mad about it. You either take a joke or you can't.
You'd be like, I'll take
Right.
it. That's fine.
Yeah, I like that. That was good. That was good. So do you and Khaleesi get into it like
Navy arguments.
Navy arguments?
Oh Jesus, so fucking much.
Does one try to mentor the other?
not really. I
Not
think-
really.
I think we're
No.
both figure different things out in different ways, and both of us come to it. Like
Yeah.
oftentimes she'll come.
Like he's got different experiences than I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would honestly, it just comes down to to be frank, is like the female perspective versus the male perspective. She'll
Yeah,
often be
yeah.
like, this shit is so fucking
This
frustrating.
Shit is
And I'm
stupid
like,
as hell. And he's just like, what are you talking about?
why the fuck do you care? And then and then on the opposite end, I'm sitting here like, this motherfucking instruction, this motherfucking person, this
And if you're
motherfucking
like,
lazy ass.
why didn't you read it?
Yeah. and she's like, well, did you read it? So I think that's what it comes down to for us. Like, it's not that one of us knows more or less. It's just we care different amounts about different things.
Yeah,
You
like
know-
I don't really care for the no shave, and he cares about certain things, and I'm over here
Yeah.
just like I care about the, other admin type issues. He's like, I don't really
Right.
care as long as it gets done.
Right. I hear you. Like me and Jamie are like that. Like I will think that I know more than her. Then she'll come up with something like, wow, she knows a lot. You
Yeah.
know, she'll
About that
say
instruction.
something. Not about instruction, just about leading or about getting the mission done a different way than me. I'm like, wow, I never thought of it that way. That's really, really insightful. And I'll be really impressed, obviously. I'm like, wow, she got it. She knows what's going on.
You got her shit together. Look at
Yeah,
her.
he thinks he's my mentor.
I am a
He's
mentor.
not.
I'm a mentor.
He's
I don't
not.
know. I picked up second class before.
I was like, Khaleesi, what I was gonna say, how do I don't know. Do I ever come off like that? Do I mansplain shit to you?
Yes, you do.
What do I mansplain?
PRT.
Hey,
Picking up off the test versus getting maps when you don't have really
No.
the
That's
choice
talking
between
shit.
the two.
That's talking shit. That's different. No. I'm
It's like I didn't really get the choice.
What? I talk shit about everything, so I don't know if that counts. I meant
I
like
don't know.
legit.
You don't like try and mentor me
I was
because
gonna
I
say,
tell you to shut up.
That's fair.
I'll be like, shut up. I'm going to do it the way I try. I'll try this out.
Yeah.
And then other times we'll be like, maybe he might be right. I'll try it out.
Well, I think it goes to the listening, not listen, or
Yeah. Like I'll tell
this
him,
is a listening
I'm
moment.
telling you this because I'm venting to you and
Yeah.
I want to be pissed off. So shut up and listen.
Yeah, I don't want mentorship. I don't want your advice. I just want to tell you this. Yeah.
Like if I'm bitching to you, 99% of the time I already know my solution to it. I just want to bitch first.
Yeah.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's
fair.
A lot of times I'll just sit and listen to Jamie because
That's all I do.
I get it.
I want to get
Oh
it
my
out.
gosh.
I
But
just want to
sometimes-
get it out.
Sometimes, man, she'll start complaining about something, and she's pissing me off. Not at her, but at the situation. I'm like, I wish I could go cuss them motherfuckers out. Golly.
Yeah,
but
there's
that's
some-
not what she wants, and that's not what I need to do. But as my wife, I feel for her, and 99.9% of the time she's right.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what?
She's always right. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Heath?
I'm sorry. This is Hermes talking? Is this Hermes talking?
Oh, well, that's
Holy
different.
fucking shit.
I'm talking about everybody else's
Did
relationship,
he-
not our relationship. I'm
did-
always right in our relationship.
Okay, actually, he is directionally challenged all the time.
Fuck you.
I have to tell him where to go every time he
Go
goes
fuck
somewhere new.
yourself.
He's been living here for a hot minute, and I still have to tell him where certain places are.
Okay.
He's like, no, it's
so
down there. I'm
that's-
like, no.
That's funny because they always say men have the sense of direction. However,
comma.
Shit.
Northeast.
His is like a
Southwest.
broken
What else do I need?
compass.
you know, Heath has this like really big flaw. He will look at the GPS versus signs, the shit that's right in front of him. Maybe,
Yep.
I mean,
Look at him
it could
shake his head.
literally, we could be at the door of the place we're trying to go, and
He's like,
looking
"Where's it
his
at?"
phone. I'm like, no, it's telling me to go this way. It's telling me to go this way. And I'm like,
It's
"Are you
right there.
All right. In my defense, guys, I grew up, I'm 45 years old. So obviously I was driving before there was GPS. Let's get real. So
He had to
I
print
used-
out the map quest.
Dude, I used to look at road atlases to get to places. I remember driving across country looking at road atlases. So I got this new toy. It's called GPS. And I'm older when it comes out. I'm like probably 30 or older. And it comes out and I'm like, fuck, does it tell me exactly where to go? And I don't have to even look at nothing else. This is
He
crazy.
data dumped. That's what he did.
Yeah, I
He
dad
fucking
dumped the
data
fuck out of it. No,
Yeah.
I did. I'm like,
He
this
data
thing is,
dumped his common sense. Too.
yeah, you ever
Yeah, apparently.
you guys Office watchers, The Office?
I
know.
watch it. Yeah.
Uh-uh.
I know there's an episode where he was following GPS and he went into the water.
And he went to the lake.
Yeah, that'd be me. I mean,
Oh,
it would
God.
be.
It would totally be.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I think mine's a
Ugh.
mix of. So I remember MapQuest days and
Mhm.
actual maps that you had to follow and shit for like, yeah, we're gonna take fucking we're gonna take I-5. That's
Mhm.
gonna connect over to 205. That's gonna connect over to 95. And
Yeah.
then you're gonna get back down, and then you got to go into Jefferson. I
Mhm.
got it. I remember those days, but I was still pretty young. I wasn't driving at that point. Then I remember when I started driving, it was MapQuest. You had to print out the MapQuest. It was
Yes.
like here, this
Mhm.
street, that street, right?
Mhm.
But that only lasted all of like a year because then GPS came out. So I have this weird mix of things in my head where sometimes the GPS will say something. I'm like, that's not right. That's stupid. That's not the fastest route. And I won't trust it. And then I'll get stuck in traffic and be pissed. And
Oh
of
yeah, he
course,
calls me every time. I'm like,
Khaleesi's
did you
like,
follow your GPS?
did you trust GPS or
No.
not? Well, it said it was going to be faster. And it said, I'm
Well,
like,
that's your fault.
yeah. So I have that. But then at the same time, when I don't know where I'm going, the GPS will be like this, this, and this. So I'll start to follow it. And then I'll be like, oh, yeah, now I remember where I'm at. And I will still be lost and not realize that I wasn't where I thought I was. And then so I'll stop looking at the GPS and it'll only be halfway there. And then I'll be lost and I'll be fucked and I got to reroute and do something
Yeah.
else. So that's my
Yes.
problem, is that I just am too confident in my own abilities oftentimes. And I think there's a word for this, but I can't remember what it is. So nobody tell
Arrogance?
me. Shut the fuck up.
Arrogance. I got it.
Nope, you're wrong. I'm right.
Oh man.
Cocky.
I tell you
Oh,
what, y'all sound a lot like
cocky.
us. Jamie, I likes busting my balls too. I get it. It's good stuff.
It's really
I don't-
fun.
I mean, I don't like to. I just have to because
yeah, you gotta pop the balloon. You know,
You gotta do it every now and then. I wish I didn't.
You gotta
have
put
to
the
do
head
it.
back to normal normal size.
JB's like, it's a labor of love. I wish I didn't have to do it, but
exactly.
I just do.
So she don't mind.
But see, it's like
She doesn't mind.
if you can't with us, that's one thing that I like. A lot of my family when they first met Khaleesi was like telling me, they were like, no, she's definitely the good one. She's definitely the one. And I was like, oh yeah, and I was thinking they were gonna say something like, well, yeah, she's she's so smart, she's so this, or she like traits
She's
that
like,
you would
no,
look.
she puts you in your fucking place.
No, they said you could take a joke. The first thing they said was like she can take a joke, like she can be a part of the humor. It was like one of the very first things that they said, because anybody who knows me knows I cannot help it. I will talk shit to
He's
you.
mean as hell sometimes.
I just can't help it. It is the only way I know how to speak for a majority of situations. Is
like with
comedy.
People that have that don't have thick skin, it's so hard to get along with them. And I
Oh
find
my
that
God.
Definitely.
Civilians or people with feelings are very
People with feelings.
Dude, I meant it when I put I talk about Karen's a lot in the Morpheus one I wrote, and then the one on the 100th episode. Dude, you guys have really shook their freaking.
Oh
You have
God,
no
yeah.
idea. I was gonna say
And
you have
We
no
piss
idea.
them the fuck off all the time.
And you know what? How much I
Ooh.
appreciate that because it is unforgiving, just unbridled torture you give them. And
I love it.
I think they need it. I think they need it sometimes because they do. I don't give a like I told you when I did the episode with you recently. I don't care if you got the COVID shot. I don't care. That's good for you, but that's not good for me or whatever. But they're like, oh, you didn't get it, then you must be fucked up, or you don't care about me. You're afraid that you're trying to kill me because you didn't get the shot or whatever. Nah, man, that's what I'm doing. Because if I didn't get the flu shot, we wouldn't be talking about this right now.
Well, it's
that's
that optics of it too, right? But
yeah.
I think people put themselves in the Karen category is one thing that I have noticed, and I try to. I don't know. Like I tell people this all the time. I'm like, look, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. If you get offended, that is on, like, we can discuss it. And if you're fine with discussing what I said, and maybe I'll, think about it in a different way, or be like, oh no, maybe that was insensitive, or like, I'm always open to discussing it with you. But if you're the one who's going to block me, get offended, say this, say that, and then go and rant about it to your other friends, cool, that's your prerogative, but that's the category you put yourself in. I have never closed off communication with anybody. I have never closed off and said, oh, because you're this, I'm going to make sure to make you feel uncomfortable. No, I've always been very open and accepting about everybody. But
because
like
I'm
Jamie
triggered,
said,
you're gonna have to be like,
exactly.
That's not how that works.
Like Jamie said, it's like if it is hard to be around people who are constantly like that. It's like, I want to joke, I want it, and joking is, laughter is great. It's enjoyable. It's the spice of life. It's medicine, it's all these things. Yeah. And if you can't, at the end of the day, have a little bit of fun, it's like, God damn, like, maybe we're not going to vibe.
I got a spicy personality. And if you can't handle spice, just get out of the kitchen,
Exactly.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Like, I remember the first time I saw y'all getting to us with a Karen on Twitter. And the first time I remember, well, not the first time.
This was the first time
I saw it.
Right.
That's after we started, hanging bullshit with each other. It might have been right before or right after our first episode you did, when y'all came on the E14 podcast. But it was these people were talking shit, and then they'd block you. Then they would unblock you and talk more shit. Then they'd block you.
Yeah.
So they were so chicken shit. They were like, well, I'm gonna block him. So you can't come up with a response.
A
then I'm
GIF
unblocking
of all things.
A GIF.
Oh, he gifted her to death.
Oh,
God,
dude,
that's
it was
awesome.
so funny. I was sitting at a ball game, like Caleb's ball game, and I was watching this. I was like, this is fucking better than ball game, man.
Poor Caleb's out there batting his.
I'm like, it's gonna be in it right now. I gotta watch
dunking
this.
on these motherfuckers is what I was doing.
Oh, you're like, we pissed off another one. And
Caleb's doing double plays, like the best game of his life.
And I'm sitting there looking Scuttlebutt gift game.
I had to literally create a like special PR email address for it.
Yeah, we had to change everything just so it could funnel into one area to where it stopped coming in and blocking up Twitter. Because
that's when I first realized you guys were the bad boys of podcasting. You guys were those guys, like the Bizarro of E14 podcast. Like you guys went at them.
Yeah, we're like the politically correct.
Somewhat, yes. Before I was still active duty.
Before
so
we
I was
corrupted you guys,
Say
before
it.
we
No, say
tainted
it.
you.
I'm retired.
I'm retired. You can't censor me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that clip. I showed that to everybody. I was like, this is my boy right here. He got up all fired up. You can't censor me, baby.
And you know what, Hermes, that was as a joke. I didn't realize I knew we were still recording, but I didn't even think about it. I was just doing it to talk shit. I wasn't even mad.
Threw his headphones off.
Yeah, like I was like, dude, I should be an actor one day. And yeah, I was like, you can't censor me, baby. I'm retired. And and that was
there.
She saw it. And I was like, holy shit, this is brilliant. This is so awesome. we gotta post that shit.
It was. Dude, I shared the shit out of it. I told everybody. I was like, that's my boy. I got to him. I corrupted his ass. And now he's got that DD-214. That's a spark if I've ever seen one.
Oh yeah.
It's never gonna end now.
Yeah, I made him a shirt.
I got a shirt.
DD-214
I got a DD-214 shirt.
You should get the blanket.
I know. I'm gonna send him a copy of it. And dude, I tell you what, I made 10 copies of that DD-14. I put it in my safe.
Like, you can't get me anymore.
No, I got it. That means I can get any. I did tell you one thing. I broke hard though. When we had the hurricane, we still had no power, and the hurricane didn't affect Mississippi, only affected like southeast Louisiana. So they had power in Biloxi. So I had an appointment in Biloxi the day after the hurricane, and Jamie goes, "You're going to that appointment?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, they got AC. I'm going to that appointment."
Yeah, AC.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna wait
Meanwhile,
extra time in there.
In the swamp over here.
Meanwhile, Jamie's in
The walls were dripping sweat.
She's in the trenches in the barbed wire.
You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go to AC.
We have tile in the house, and it was so covered in like this thin layer of like, I don't know, sludge. I don't know what it was. Sweat.
It's humidity.
Humidity. We were slipping all over the place.
I
was
remember
Almost
those
got
days.
another concussion.
They were like, "We're gonna be a few minutes, Mr. Britt." I'm like, "Take your time. Take your time."
I'm enjoing.
Right in front of the fan, just getting
right in front of the
his
AC.
hair.
It's like 60 degrees in there. I'm like, "Do you have any jackets I can borrow?" I'm a little frigid.
I remember those days of the sweating concrete and whatnot.
Oh,
No, thanks.
yeah, I love it. I love Southeast Week, but it's beautiful now. It's 65 degrees, sunny. I'm looking at our olive orchard out there. We have olives.
You know,
grapes. I'm sorry,
grapes.
grapes. Sorry, not olives.
Olives are great.
It's both Italian, so
Same.
it's cool.
Same.
We got citrus.
Same.
We got citrus trees out there and a
I
lake.
saw you guys' setup. Every time you're posting pictures and whatnot of your cigars, I see your setup. Not at all jealous though. Not at all jealous.
A little bit. That apartment life.
Just a smidge.
But I was gonna ask Jamie, do you have any like hints of where you're gonna be going next, and dragging Heath along to?
Yeah, so I talked to the detailer.
Oh, I didn't know this. First, this is breaking news.
No,
I haven't heard.
Okay, well, I'm FTS.
She's like, I've only told you 12 times.
Yeah,
You just forgot.
really.
I was drunk.
No, I'm FTS, and there's not a whole lot of options for NC's recruiter FTS. I think last time there was only like 6, and your max is 7 or something like that. And New Orleans was one of them, so I didn't put New Orleans again. But anyway, I have been requesting, and I'm trying to go to Pittsburgh, but in that HQ or in that INTAG talent acquisition group, you can go all the way to Buffalo, New York, and that's where we want to go.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. That'd be nice.
That'd be
I
a
don't know
different
if I
kind of
can
weather.
handle it. I don't know if I can handle it.
That'd be a different cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already freak out with hurricanes with no, electricity, no AC. Now we're talking about no electricity, no
But
heat.
I talked to somebody that
I
from
don't
there.
know.
He goes, "We never worried for our life." Or he goes, he moved to Mississippi. He goes, "Where we worry for our life."
Yeah,
Because we never worried for our life.
but
Like,
I
yeah,
mean-
it's going to cold. We're going to stay inside. We never worried about losing power. We never
Right.
worried
Oh,
about
okay.
this.
Mhm.
so that's good.
What?
Yeah, I know
uh,
most of the northern states, they are pretty equipped with
Yeah.
like cold weather
I was
stuff.
gonna say backup stuff because I mean we lost power a couple times. I was on the west side though of the northern state. I wasn't over in New York
Mhm.
area, but it got like one year it was like 22, 25 below
Mhm.
Fahrenheit, and
Oh,
it
geez.
yeah, it's no joke cold. Like you couldn't go outside, kind of cold. But and we lost power. But again, all of those northern states have those backups of fireplaces and like
Yeah.
fireplace heating and things.
It's
and
not like
then-
Texas where they have a failed energy grid,
exactly,
so
exactly.
Yeah,
Where it's
yeah.
not at all prepped for something that cold.
yeah.
Right.
They are prepped.
I
They've
was
been
actually
prepping.
in
Morpheus
Texas
minute.
when that happened.
Morpheus minute.
I like
Morphe's been
it hit his bladder and boom, he was
Morphe's
like,
been it, gotta
switch.
go. Oh shit. But I was actually in Texas whenever the whole Snowmageddon happened.
Right.
And
So
I was in the
all my
barrack.
friends weren't
Yeah.
they were not prepared, and
No.
everybody was burning like pallets in their backyard and stuff to
Yep.
stay warm. That's weird.
We were actually without power in the barracks on base
Oh, geez.
for like a week.
Yeah, but when doesn't the barracks lose some
But
AC,
again,
heating,
I never had
electricity,
AC the entire
water?
like 6 months I
That's
was
what I'm
there
saying.
either.
When,
So
when does the barracks have
But
acceptable
at this
living
point,
conditions?
it was freezing, and I'm on the top floor, so there's not really good insulation from the top floor and the roof,
Yeah.
and
Right.
there's snow everywhere. I'm over here freezing my ass off with these like hardwood floors,
Yeah.
hoping for the best.
my
No hot
sister-
water.
One of my sisters lives in Texas, and she had the same. She was like, yeah, it was great, we just went sledding and it was all good.
Yeah,
where
you
we
had
were
one
at.
of the two like instances where
Well,
you had
she-
fun or you didn't.
She lost power and everything, but like
Mhm.
she had a house, she lives in a house and she has a lot of kids and stuff, so
Mhm.
they were like, the kids were fine with getting snow days, and like she had a good time. She's like, yeah, and then we just invited all the other people like in the surrounding areas to come over, and we just basically cooked big meals for everybody who didn't have food. And so I was like, oh, that's that's really cool that there was
so she
these
was like
little-
prepared to deal with it then.
exactly what that's
Yeah.
the point I was getting at is because she came from a northern state where we every winter lost power for at least a day or more of a
Yeah.
month. I remember one time that year that it got like 20 plus below, we were without power intermittently between like 1 week on, 1 week, 2 weeks off, 1 week
Mhm.
on type of deal for like 3 months. It was like that where we would lose it every
Oh
other
my
week.
gosh.
But again, we had fireplace, we had firewood, we had cans, we had dried foods. Like those are things that you prep for when you're get winter like that every single year. And so when
Yeah.
she is in Texas, just out of habit, she didn't realize she was doing it, but she still had plenty of canned food. She had a backup generator. She had things that she didn't realize she ever thought of needing or consciously said, oh, 1 year way down the road we're going to need this. No, it was just like a
That's
second
kinda-
hand, it was just like second nature to her, and it worked out.
That's kind of what my parents did, because we came from northern states as well, because we lived in those for a little bit, and they picked up some of the habits of dealing
It's hard
with
to break those
winters,
habits when-
especially like because we went to Montana for a while,
Yeah.
and then we went to Colorado.
It's hard
northern
to break those
Colorado,
habits
like
when
right
you
next to
suffer through a
Wyoming.
winter, when you suffer through that
So-
first winter and you're like huddling next to the fireplace in sleeping bags because you were not prepared. You remember that, and every year after
Mhm.
that you're just like, we may not need this, but we are gonna fucking have it.
That's
So-
what I told Heath before the hurricane hit us. I said, we need a generator. And he was like, I'm not buying no $5,000 generator.
calling him out.
Yeah. For one hurricane.
Got a question, baby. Did we get a generator?
Yeah. We
Okay.
borrowed one.
Yeah,
borrowed
my
one.
buddy had 3 of them. He could do that. He brought it to me. He brought it to me with 10 gallons of
You
gas.
can't hear him.
You know what?
happened?
Thank
Oh,
God.
there it goes.
Thank God for Nikki, because he is a prepper.
He is a prepper, and
And if the
and
zombie
I-
apocalypse,
I happened to help him make chief. So
He fucking
Oh.
owed me.
if the
Yeah, dog,
zombie
you know what I'm saying?
apocalypse goes down, we are going to his house for sure.
yeah, dude, he makes his own. He makes his own guns. Oh,
Oh, that
Yeah,
is a
no, my
good
dad
ass
actually
segue
makes
right
his
there.
own
Your-
shells.
Show him your
shout out
cutlass.
to the mantle. Do you see something in the mantle there, Hermes, Khaleesi?
I can't really see.
Okay,
Mm,
let me get it. Let me get it. I'll show you.
let's see. I see 2 lights.
see something.
I see the painting. I see the film.
Yeah, that's
Oh, cutlass. What is that?
Fucking cutlass.
It's sharpened. It's actually
I was like, that's what I
sharpened.
thought you were going for. I could
be-
see it, but I'm like sideways to the
It's,
computer,
it's
so I can't see
actually
it.
like
actually
this
strong
is
as fuck.
scary right now.
And I was gonna say, as he's like
As he's
fumbling
drunk
it.
handling it. Yeah, no,
That's why
my
I
dad
put
actually
hand up.
my dad actually gave me some guns and some of his shells he's reloaded and stuff whenever I came up here. So
That's legit. That's a dad that loves you.
Mhm.
oh yeah, I got my pistol back and a sawed-off shotgun.
But that's a cutlass that Nikki made for me. For my reti- he actually made that motherfucker.
That's
Oh, nice.
badass. That is
He
gorgeous.
That's
makes
awesome.
guns. He makes swords. This dude is like he's a beautiful mind.
Yeah.
See, that's the segue question is, do you guys have a legit apocalypse plan? Do you guys
No,
have
I-
No, Heath will not buy more than one thing of milk at one time. So no, he is not a prepper.
I don't know. Hermes here is
Except
a
our
doomsday
bar.
prepper.
Look
Well,
at our
see-
bar. You can see it. That's
Now
prep.
that's necessities. That's good. See, that's at least, working
Oh.
together now. You just gotta fill
Well,
in the
dude,
spaces.
Since everything's going on, you can't hardly buy ammo no more.
Oh
I
no.
get you, but that's not what I mean. I don't mean so.
I'm ready to go
When-
to war, dude. I'm ready to kill
when-
people.
With
I'm
what?
joking.
So are
I'm
my
joking.
parents. Shit.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
With our
When
butter
Khaleesi said-
knives.
Throw rocks at them.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing that everybody like forgets about this. All these all these like doomsday preppers or actual plans for an apocalypse is most of them think it's a supply thing, right? As long as I stockpile, right? As long as I'm good with all the things that I need, I'll be fine. That's the one thing that I always hear, and I'm always
Yeah,
like, yeah,
it's true.
you're gonna be the first one to get raided tomorrow
Oh,
when
yeah,
everybody
you're gonna be
else
the first
is.
one out.
And you have no security around your stockpile. You have no plan to, move or continue to move or be mobile during an apocalypse where, there might be changes in the climate of this area in terms of like, if you're in a highly
Coastal
populated,
flooding, highly populated areas.
populated areas are the scariest to me. Like where
Yeah.
we're at right
Yes,
now,
yes.
I need
you
to go
have
to
to
the
have an
mountains.
exit plan.
Go to the fucking mountains.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't have an exit plan, I don't care what you're stockpiling or where you're stockpiling. If you're in a highly populated area, you're fucked either way.
Mhm.
And and people are always
True.
like, so I was curious, do you guys have the apocalypse plan on terms of like,
Here's
all
the
right,
deal.
if it's a zombie apocalypse, if it's a nuclear fallout, if it's a flooding, if it's a
If a super
natural
volcano
disaster,
just decides to
natural
erupt.
disaster of some kind. Do you have those plans of action of exit or stockpile or supplies of like Khaleesi and I talk about this all the time where I'm like, all right, if this happens, you're going here and I'm going here and then we're meeting up there, right?
Mhm.
She knows. We got this. We got
Yeah,
this
because
plan.
you're not gonna be able to use the highways.
You're not, and you're not gonna be able to. And everybody's like, "Well, I got the guns." I was like, "Yeah, you don't know how to shoot. I've never seen you shoot anything in front of your fucking face. What are
Nah.
you talking about? I'm gonna take all of
I
your
can
ammo
fucking-
away
You
from
cleaned
you.
your guns?
Yeah, I'm gonna take
can-
all of your ammo away from you.
I
You
hit
won't
that
be able to
600
reload.
target, so fuck with me.
Not you, but I'm saying like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, people are like, I got guns just in case I have to use them.
I'm
Like,
saying
we've
we
never
won't- we
shot
won't-
them though.
We won't name names, but there's this one specific one who's like, they have how many pistols do they have in their house? Like 3 pistols, a rifle, a shotgun.
Yeah.
And the wife has never shot any of them, has no
Mhm.
idea how to take the safety off any of them. And I'm like,
Shoot.
bro, you leave her alone when you're
She's
gone.
she's gonna die.
Somebody's,
She's gonna
she's gonna be
accidentally shoot
somebody's
herself.
love slave.
Exactly. And I'm gonna
Hey.
well, to
I'm
me
joking, I'm
personally,
joking.
to me, I'm like, well, that's one location I know where free ammo is.
You're
at.
who I'm taking out.
I'm like, I know there's free ammo there.
You're writing down their coordinates.
I'm just saying, if the shit hits the fan, all right, my friends and my family may be a smaller list than they anticipated. I may be on their friends and family list, but they're not on mine.
Yeah, I'm over here like my dad. He taught me to shoot guns before I can remember. To be honest,
And that's
I've
good.
been around like rifles and guns my entire life.
But do you know how to start a fire
Yes, I do.
with wet sticks
Yes, I do.
With
In the
wet
rain.
sticks.
underwater?
Fucking rain underwater. Listen to you, bitch ass.
Well, I'm a cigar smoker, so I always have a lighter on me.
Okay.
Or
that.
There's
That
I
flint
got that
stick.
going for me.
If we
Yeah, you
need
got
an
butane and
accelerant,
kerosene.
we have plenty of
Liquor.
alcohol. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got moonshine. I got straight moonshine right now in the bar.
For
So
our
you may
prep.
even have some currency to trade. and
I also
whatnot?
know how to hunt, and no big deal.
I have
Right.
kids for trade.
Oh, jeez, Jesus Christ,
I'm joking. I'm
child
joking.
labor.
That's gonna sit at a
joking.
loss for you. You're gonna have to pay someone for that
you're,
one.
you're gonna have to. You're gonna be like, please take my kids for me.
I got a couple
Like,
of
you better be
dogs. They could
throwing in.
Like my
No,
dogs
but-
could be makeshift mules.
Seriously, my cousin, they buy gold. Like she has all this gold jewelry, pure gold, for bartering.
I got a badass. Jamie has a badass wedding ring.
Yeah. That'll
I mean,
get
that's
us-
gonna be
little
okay in
ways.
the very beginning, but towards the end, I mean, people are gonna be
Then
like,
I'll then live off the land.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You know,
like farm and
rice
stuff.
and
Rice.
rice and potatoes are gonna be worth a lot more.
Potatoes,
than the gold
onions,
ring.
carrots, all these
Oh,
root
yeah.
He gives a
vegetables.
fuck about the gold ring.
There's
See,
no
gold-
squirrels down here because they're all gone. Everybody's eating all the
Turtles.
squirrels.
There's
Wow,
alligators
squirrels are
and
little
shit.
shits.
Come on.
They're all eaten.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
eat
thing.
everything in Louisiana.
I mean,
Y'all need to come
I
down
really-
to NOLA.
I do. I need to come back. My parents are over there. I don't know why I don't just come back. So
Just come hang out.
It's because Heath and Jamie are over there. We don't want to run into them accidentally.
Do you want to run into me? 'Cause I'm a cool guy.
What? That should be something on your bucket list.
Yeah, the 14 podcast. That's on everybody's bucket list.
You know, it's funny enough. You may not know this, but we may have crossed paths already, and we just
You
didn't
already
send
told
the
me this.
regards.
You
We
already
just
told
didn't
me
send the
this shit.
regards. Yeah.
You already told me
Where?
this. Dude.
I want to know.
Because
Can't tell.
Hermes has tattoos on his hands. He told me how I've not recognized. I was like, dude, I don't think about that shit, dude. I don't think about that. If somebody shakes my hand, I'm so happy that somebody wants to shake my hand. I'm not like analyzing their hand. That'd be
You're not looking at their
Well,
hands.
you need to get
kind
on
of
it.
weird.
You get on it, Heath. I recognize everything. I take notes of all of that shit, and
So
I
you're
remember
saying
that beard.
You have seen Heath,
He knows the great one.
but he doesn't remember seeing you.
He does not. I mean,
Well-
I'll say a couple of us have crossed paths, and he may. I want to say you were E7 at the time. I don't think you were even a senior at the time.
Wow,
And that's when we crossed paths.
Cool. That's kind of creepy.
Hey, what'd you think about me when you knew me as E7? Was I a bad motherfucker?
No,
I thought, who the fuck is this ET so and so? Fucking, what does he think he is? God damn it, over here. No, I didn't think much because we didn't meet for long. It wasn't like a. It was
I knew a lot. Hey, some of the people, I tell you a story. Some of the people I used to hang out with the most on the ship were the docs, the IDC chiefs, because they would give me the
Rightfully
IVs
so.
when I needed to
Rightfully
carry on
so.
smartly, carry on the mission.
No,
Help me out.
it was one of those. It was one of those Mando, lines. Basically, that's as much information that I can give you. Jamie, I'll honestly say I've never crossed your path. I haven't been in a recruiting office in a hot
Well,
minute.
she hasn't either. She's brand new recruiter.
yeah, I just cross-rated. I was air traffic control.
Yeah, I wasn't in air traffic control either. I wasn't on the ship.
Weird question.
Yeah.
What are they called now? What are recruiters called now? Is it still recruiters?
Still recruiters.
Okay.
I think
Why
we
was it
tried, we
changing?
tried talent
Mm.
scout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much talent
Maybe
scout. You got some teeth and a couple of strands of hair. We'll take you.
talent.
Well, we did.
scout.
So we did Sailor 360, and they said they're called something different. I was like, what? Wait a sec.
Well, if you're going from active duty to reserve, they're Navy benefits advisors and still recruiters.
Even
And,
the dog didn't like the sound of that.
No.
Fucking shit
she's
out of
like,
here. No.
Yeah, Navy benefit advisor. Was that it?
No, it was. I think it was a talent acquisitionist or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
liars.
Actually, they said, "Do you know what recruiters are called?" I said, "Liars." They said, "No, it's talent acquisitionists." I was like, "Oh, awkward."
Damn.
Do you know
Tip of my
what, though,
tongue.
guys? Honestly, I'm gonna talk good about Jamie real quick.
Oh,
She gets all these texts from all these people she put in about, look, hey, Pastor Britt, I'm here and I'm here now, and I want to come work for you. I want to be a recruiter and come work for you, and all that. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's a top compliment in my book.
yeah, it is nice.
Yeah.
I try not to lie to anybody.
No, that's awesome.
We'll see how long
I
that
can't
lasts. You
remember
said
my
you were
recruiter.
new. We'll see how long that goes.
I know, right?
No, I'm
When they
playing
start
Jamie because
calling us.
yeah, I would honestly, the recruiter I had wasn't too bad either.
Mm-mm.
He was also new, so I think it is how I think that's like the trend is like as long as you're still in it for the love of the game and you're not forced to play the game type of deal.
That's
Yeah.
what somebody told me, when I decided to convert was you have to love the hunt as much as you love the victory. And I was like, wow, that's really profound because, I love looking for that person that wants to join. And honestly, you don't really have to, see, he's feeding me bear right now. Honestly,
I was
you
wondering
don't-
what he was doing. I was like,
Need
what
to
in the
catch
world?
up.
You don't really have to lie to anybody because there's no reason to. It is
I
what it
agree.
is,
Why
and
why do so many recruiters lie to us?
I
Yeah.
don't, I don't know because the 100% truth, people accept it. So yeah, I tell people, yeah, sometimes it sucks, sometimes it's great, but this is the Navy and this is what it is, and they appreciate that.
And honestly, when I joined, guys, I wanted to join so bad. They could have told me, like, when you join, you're gonna be married to the man with the most cigarettes, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I guess,
Okay, that's fine.
I guess I can do that.
No, I mean, when you talk about deployments or whatever, you can always put a positive spin on everything. And I just don't think that anything is really that bad in the Navy. So
Like,
that's why I tell them the whole truth.
I believe the Navy. I mean, I talk shit, but the Navy is the best choice I ever made. I believe they take care of the hard workers.
Mhm.
Like you look at you, Hermes, you were the number one guy. You made second off the test. Khaleesi, you were mapped because you worked hard. No doubt. You didn't do it. You didn't get mapped for nothing.
No.
And Jamie got taken care of. She's always the top person ever since I've known her. And I got taken care of pretty well because they reward hard work, I think, for the most part. And there's always those people that try to play games and try to like, I'm gonna kiss the most babies this year and see how you know the people. We're not talking about something that nobody knows about. But I think at the end of the day, the cream rises to the top, and the Navy recognizes that for the most part.
I would totally 100% agree with you. And that's the thing about, I mean, when you get to bitching and everything, because there's plenty to bitch about, and whether it's the Navy or the civilian life or any, like, there's always something to bitch about. But I definitely agree with you. And it is hard sometimes to remind people of that if they're in the wrong mindset to begin with, where you see them complaining and you see them bitching, and like we joke about it to each other. But one thing that Khaleesi and I often, that I found and I appreciate, is we keep each other accountable in that respect of like, well, were you fucking
were
up?
you
Or
a
were
shithead?
you shit? Yeah, exactly. Were you,
were you being a fuckhead?
And like if
know.
Khaleesi ever says that to me and I'm sitting there like, okay, maybe, and I take that second to, well, was it me? And if I can honestly answer to, because the only person you can really lie to yourself, or the only person you can really not lie, is to yourself. Right. Like you if you're full of shit, if you worked hard, if you gave it 100%. Everybody else can say, oh yeah, look at that hard worker. But if you know in your heart you could give a little bit more, you're not fooling yourself. It never can. So it's like,
he did that to me, not this last cycle, but the cycle before I failed my test. And he was like, but did you really study? And I was like, yeah, I studied. And then he was like, but did you really? And I was like,
did you really study?
You're right.
Yeah. And even, I mean, and that's what we talked about with like the podcast and, everything we do extra on the side. Excuse me. It's as long as we're I do deeply believe this, is as long as we stay our worst critic, we're going to keep doing all right. So when I mean, you saw me,
stay
Khaleesi,
a step above the expectation.
Is if you're being honest,
if you're honest with yourself.
That's the thing too. If you are, because a lot of people can lie to themselves. A lot of people sit
They're
there
like,
and say,
I was in the right. I was doing this right. I was like,
but you weren't. And I'm like, if I'm seeing that you weren't, I know damn well deep down that you weren't as well. But I was gonna say,
because like doing wrong, when you're doing wrong. Like for instance, I just got new sunglasses. They're prescription. I know that the mirror is incorrect. Yes, I do know the mirror is incorrect. Am I gonna wear a uniform? No, most likely not.
Well, this motherfucker over here.
And you get in trouble.
You already
exactly. I know. I did that on purpose.
She's leaving out this little. She's referring to a conversation we just had.
Where we actually just had this conversation.
She's like, "Oh, do you like them?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course."
I like them a lot.
And she's like, "Yeah, and they're even in regs." And I was like,
"The frame is in regs. The lenses are not."
And I sat there and I was like, and she's like, "Yeah, according to the new instruction." I was like, bitch, I know that instruction. I was like, it says
no mirror lenses.
This. And I was like, and this does not, you're like, yeah, but I mean, like, and I'm like, no, really shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
You know what?
Well,
that's so funny.
On the same hand, I wouldn't actually wear those.
Because I was like the most, like, I don't give a shit regulation guy there was, as far as much as a senior chief can be, right? So if I noticed somebody was jacked up in uniform, you had to be really jacked up.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to be obvious, because I was so into the mission and getting the work done. If you were working hard, I didn't give a shit. You could have been wearing a freaking damn blue jeans and a white t-shirt for all I fucking care. You were working. Right. So I remember this one guy I saw, he was on watch, on the ship you wear blues or whites, depending on the season, on watch. And he was wearing a seaman apprentice patches on his blues. I knew that dude had been on the ship for at least a year.
Okay.
There's no way he's still a seaman apprentice. I mean, I just knew how long he got there, like when I got there.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, are you a seaman apprentice really? And he said, no.
Well,
I said, dude, if I noticed, then you were really fucked up. So you need to get that shit fixed, right? Anyway, if I noticed, dude, you're jacked up. Because I don't give a shit. You're standing watch, your uniform was good. Hey, we're good. Because I was a section leader. You're good. And I look by and I just did a double take. You got two marks, two marks. I'm like, no.
You would have a heart attack at Fort Sam. You'd have a whole ass heart attack.
Wow. I wasn't saying any of those schools.
I probably wouldn't notice.
Oh no. When I tell you, there's people wearing dress blue pants with like their NSUs, and oh my god, there's somebody who actually walked up with no neckerchief on. I'm telling you, they're not telling people how to wear the uniform at all.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Say
'Cause I
any
know-
training environment is like that though, where you
Oh,
just see them
Jesus
all
Christ.
jacked up.
You
I just
think
see
it
it,
should
I'm
be
like,
the best. You think it should be squared away because it's training environment.
Yeah,
I
like,
was,
you would
but
think.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with everybody else.
It was wild though. Like whenever I'd be put on watch, they'd scrutinize me for my uniform. I'm like, I know my uniform's right. Get the fuck out of here.
I said, careful was all. Just careful.
Easy.
Easy.
Get out of here.
Don't
I remember I was
lanes
doing a
out here.
uniform inspection on my shop one time, and I had an LS in my shop, and this dude just fell off the
LSs are always though.
Dude, he fell off
CSs, LSs. No
Yeah.
disrespect, but you guys are fucked up all the time.
Oh,
Dude.
Jesus.
dude just fell off the turnip truck, right? And I'm the ETs are pretty squared away. I'm like, you're not perfect, but they're presentable, and that's really what I care about. And they're like, all right, cool. And I go to him, I'm like, now something didn't look right. I was like, God, look at it. I said, dude, are your ribbons on the wrong side? It took me a minute. I was like, some just don't look right because I really was like,
Ooh.
I saw like 10 people that look pretty good. I get to him, and you're kind of in that mind frame. Yeah, everybody's good, right? And I get to him, I'm looking. I said, something don't look right. Is your ribbons on the wrong side? He goes, and then the first class like, yeah, Chief, his shit's all fucked up.
Oh, that asshole.
And then I look, I
I
said,
don't
why,
know.
why didn't you correct him before I walked here, dumbass? What the hell?
Yeah. Now it's your
like a-
problem.
He's like a LSSA. And bastard. And
Snitches
That's
get
what it's the first.
stitches.
Yeah, that's what it's the first class's problem. It's like, oh, it was gonna be just his problem. Now it's your problem too.
so they both got to reinspect a Friday at 1600.
There you go.
So I want
I know.
to switch gears real quick, man. I know I've been having enjoying this, but I know Khaleesi's got to get on the road here for too long.
Yeah.
a
But
little bit.
Soon.
I want to talk about the Scuttlebutt podcast. I want to talk about your guys' latest episodes have been really killing it, dude. I mean, you guys have really you've always been in your own, but the drive on, the freaking 100th episode, well, maybe because you put my poem at the beginning of it,
No big deal.
but you're in costumes.
Yeah, we were. That
Dude,
was
thinking
a big
outside the
deal.
box. Shit was
Mhm.
funny. Anyway, so you stepped up your game. Not that you ever had a bad, you had a great game. You stepped up even more. The shit with the drive on was really good.
Mm.
And I'm in the
Thank
middle of the 100th episode, which is awesome. And then the 99 episode 99, I'm in the middle of that one. I was actually at the end of that one because that was at my party
Yeah,
when
you
I
were
had
in
my
Taps.
retirement party, and I showed up at the end of it during the Patreon live feed.
Mhm. Yeah.
So what's going on? Dude, are y'all doing anything different? Because you guys are stepping up your game a little bit. Not that you had a bad game, you had a great game. You're making it at a different level.
It's just
You
a
could-
different level.
You could talk the shit all you want, Heath. I'm telling you, we're our harshest critics, and I appreciate you saying it because it is one of those things where, you know, I don't like to always work hard, but I love to be flattered. I tell you that much.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. No, you deserve it. You deserve it.
No, I myself, Theron, I know Morpheus, Khaleesi is almost the fourth musketeer at this point. She's always putting in work when it comes to the PR stuff. And I don't know. It's like, I don't know that we would hit another gear. It's just like when you do something more and more, you just keep getting better at it, I guess. And that's what I tell people all the time is like, just keep going. Like I said, you can't lie to yourself, and we always are truthful and honest with ourselves. And anytime you say the one with Drive On podcast, you were enjoying, and that honestly means the world, because when I was sitting there and I'm listening to it and I'm going through the editing process, I'm like, fuck, this is fucked up, or that's fucked up with the audio, or it's like maybe I can do better with how I approach this subject, or maybe I was a little too, maybe I joked too much when it came to this, content. It's like I'm always thinking about that type of deal. So
Right.
to hear the feedback is always like, like a blessing. It was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not as fucked up. Like maybe I just am a little hard on myself, that type of
I'm
deal.
the same
definitely
way
is.
because I'm the one that edits ours, and I'm like, oh, I didn't like that, but then I'll
Mm.
give it 2 or 3 days and re-listen to it, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't so bad. So I think it might just be in the moment that you're editing, maybe.
Maybe. And yeah, I mean, if you
But-
know what I'm talking about, Jamie, the struggle of once it's out there, and for me, it's always hard to be like, okay, let it go. Like, it's out there now, just try to move on, try to get better next time, type of deal. I don't know, do you guys find that with listening to other podcasts where you see the progression, to me, I'm always like, I can't even imagine the progression that they went internally type of deal, where you hear them getting better sound quality wise, they had been struggling where there's like, fuck, I don't know how to fix this mic issue. I don't know how to fix this background issue. I don't know how to fix this, and if we can hear it, they can hear it type of deal. You ever catch that going on with yourselves?
You know what, man? I've noticed with you guys how much y'all have improved over sound. Your sound was always pretty damn good, but you've even gotten better. Because I know you take that personally, your sound quality personally.
Damn,
it shows.
He really
which
does.
It shows. And I learned that with the Half Hour Bros, how their stuff has come across. And then with Ian's always
Ian's like polished.
Dude, he
in
is
my
so
book.
polished in my book. Yeah, he is.
Well, I'm just kidding.
No, you know what I mean, though. He's pretty good. I mean, he's a one-man show and he has guests on. And I think, but when you guys do it with three people that are not with you, that means they're remotely somewhere else. And what you've done, not you, but what the podcast have done with Theron and Morpheus, to me, when I first started listening to you, were no doubt the leader of the pack, right? As far as the podcast goes. But I could see Theron running a show by himself.
Yeah.
I could see Morpheus doing it. So you guys are getting better together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So you guys are growing not only on your quality of show, but as each other is getting better at their trade. Like you could well, I tell you what, Theron, I want you to run this today. I want you to run this show today. You're the guy. You're the host.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a supporting cast. Same thing with Morpheus. I think that could happen. Even though Morpheus has a lot of shenanigans and it's funny. He does, but it's part of the show.
Ship crunches.
It's part of the show, though. It's part of the beauty of it. So
we love the bean dip here.
No, it's great. No, I love it. That's why he gives me so much material to write about. But no, I can see him doing that, and I can see Theron doing it. And before it wasn't like that. Now I can see that.
Yeah. Growing as a dynamic for sure.
Right, you kind of get what I'm saying. I know it's I'm not putting it out there.
No,
I'm
definitely
he's like 5 whiskeys in.
Yeah, I'm like 5 whiskeys in.
He's getting all sentimental on us.
He's getting sentimental.
I am, dude. I am.
It's funny you say that too about us taking our own and like growing into it, because I 100% agree with that in a way that is tangible at this point now too. Because when I first started it, I was obviously learning, but it was the initial thing of like, I want to do this. This is my want. And then when Theron agreed to like come on as a guest and then like a recurrent guest and then becoming a co-host, it was sort of a gradual experience. And now it has become one of his things where he transitioned from a lot of his videography stuff into the podcast stuff. And he's even taken the helm of the YouTube, where we're doing an entirely other second show now, the Scuttlebutt VR. That's all Theron. Like, it's not, a lot for the audio portion. I'll start the intro. I have the soundboard. I'll say, welcome everybody, blah, blah, blah. I'm basically your host, Hermes. Now that it's the opposite for the Scuttlebutt VR, where it's, hey, I'm your host, Theron, and this is my buddy Hermes, because he's like that on point with it. And saying, with Morpheus, it's the same thing. If he wasn't fucking deployed all the time, he'd probably have his own little, games workshop set up, I'm
gonna paint toys with everybody.
I'm gonna paint toys with everybody. You're just gonna beat it a little.
I'm gonna put a little yellow glove on this guy.
He really would.
Some happy death.
He'd be doing that, and he'd be like educating everybody on reptiles. 100%. I can see, because, and that's maybe that comes down to like the confidence after you've sat in front of the mic a little bit, then you get used to the mic a little bit, you get used to talking. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about with that.
Dude, you don't even know. Like, Jamie had been on podcasts before, so she was pretty comfortable. I was not.
Yeah.
True.
Not even a little bliss. I was the guy, like, I'm sitting here looking at the camera. What do I do with my hands?
Right.
What do I do with my hands?
I don't. It was just weird, because I like to get on. Not that I'm scared to talk in front of people. I had no problem talking in front of people, but I got to usually be passionate about it. It's got to be usually like, hey, we're about to go into something that sucks. Let's do this. This is how we're going to do it. But sitting out on a microphone, and there's a microphone in front of me.
Well, if you even listen to some of our stuff early on, it was very scripted. Even though we've never really been scripted.
Yeah.
It was very, methodical in what we were trying to say, instead of just flowing
off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
I was the same way in the beginning too. I had outlines and things, you know, like talking points. I had
the
links
outlines have dissipated.
They really have.
They really have.
Bro, I would spend a while putting those together, and then it ended up being nobody read them, nobody gave a shit about them. We just went off the dome anyways. So I quickly learned. I was like, this isn't going to work for our show.
You know, because we get derailed really quickly.
Yeah, we do.
Like really quickly.
But that's the thing about learning and doing. That's what I sound like a broken record. Just keep doing it. Like I tell people that all the time, just keep doing it, because you'll find what works. You'll find what doesn't work. You'll find what is going to make you better and what you're lacking, and you will find it. Just keep going forward. And it's funny that I still find shit wrong 101 episodes now later, but I do. And there's still hiccups and there's still things. And again, as long as you're honest with yourself about it, as I tell people all the time, it's just as long as you're straight up, you can't lie to yourself, you'll make improvements. You'll figure it out. And again, it's always a blessing to hear that others, and I'm not the only one who hopefully hears the improvement. So that's always nice and always a blessing to hear.
But like you had that show y'all did with Brandy June, is that her name?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not even a reader, man. I'll admit I'm not a reader, but I enjoyed the hell out of the episode. No, but your content is really good. No matter, I don't have to. Maybe I'm a fanboy. I don't know, but I don't have to like necessarily be into the content. Like I'm not a reader, but to enjoy the show.
You know how I know it's a really good episode when because I said I don't listen to a lot of podcasts because I talk to Heath on my commute, but he'll be like, you know what I just listened to? Scuttlebutt had a really good guest on, and he'll tell me all about your podcast. And like, I don't really read books, but this lady was so awesome, and you know, like he'll like tell me about it. And I know that he really enjoyed the episode.
It's funny you say that. How many times do I send you one of
very frequently?
Like every now and then it'll be something so relevant to what she's complaining about. I'm like,
listen to this.
I was like, here's E14's latest one. Just like this could probably answer all these questions you're probably talking about. I'm like, you're not alone.
No, it's true. Because I tell you what, think about marriage, especially when you're doing military like we all are, it's all the same shit you have to deal with.
Exactly.
Oh my god, yeah.
And
it was that couple's one that I sent it to you, right? Right when you guys were, I don't think it was E14. You were doing it with the crap, why do I always forget the name of with the other first class, and then it was like him and his wife, or him and his girlfriend or fiance, and the other couple.
Oh, it was
the live stream
outside the uniform.
Outside the uniform.
Yeah.
Outside the uniform.
I had sent that because I was on the live stream. I was just like commenting the entire time. I'd sent that to Khaleesi at the same time.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was like, see, it's not just us.
No, we don't just struggle.
You know, that's Jamie's first real podcast she started with those guys.
Yeah, we started during COVID, and we just would bring on like different sailors that were doing something outside of the uniform, because we are all recruiters and we thought that was something so important to highlight. And it just kind of grew from that. And we became really good friends, just kind of like how y'all did too, you know. We just became really good friends. And it's so crazy how podcasting does that, you know.
Like, that real recognizing real, right?
Dude,
all the way back.
Exactly.
Dude, I tell you what, I consider you like one of my best friends. I never even met you in person. Like if somebody
that you remember, motherfucker.
That I remember.
And it's cool how tight we are. Because look, I want to do a show with Hermes this weekend. Hey, Hermes, you want to do a show? Yeah, dude, let's do a show. Cool.
Yeah, fuck
that never. You can't even get buddies to do that you see every day.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I can barely get Khaleesi. Sometimes I have to pull Khaleesi into the studio. She fucking is here. She's in the same room. And
it's mainly because sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I'll be very.
I'm like,
I don't know if I'll contribute.
The one we did at 101 this last Friday.
I was tired.
I had to
first of all, I was really tired. So you had to pull me and Bo.
I got a question. I got a fucking question first.
I was exhausted.
I got a fucking question about episode 101 that I want you bitches in a dress.
I'm gonna give you a nice little spoiler. Then we addressed that. Pun intended.
We did.
Pun intended.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. He has to drag me in most of the time because I'm exhausted. You know.
Yeah, like he had to drag me and Bo in.
Yeah.
Because we were both really tired. Like I was falling asleep on the couch, tired.
Yeah,
I was waiting for the live stream invite to that.
ugh.
I didn't get it.
to the 101. Well,
There wasn't one.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Oh,
so we like to do these secret squirrel shits for Patreon. So Patreon obviously gets the live stream that everybody else could join in, but Patreon also gets episodes early and
I do
episodes
that.
that other people public don't get. So anytime we're doing like an in-studio sesh, I know that the
Oh.
sound quality is going to be good. So because of that, I can do like multiple things with it. I can release part of it publicly and the rest for
That's
it,
cool.
for
That's
Patreon.
cool.
I can
Yeah,
chop it
that's cool.
up. I can do tabs. I can do all kinds of fun stuff. And Patreon only gets that. So I like to do at least one of those a week.
Yeah,
I
and
wish one
this
of us
dude
was
decided to
retired.
start it.
No,
Yeah.
I got to be a Patreon. I'm gonna sign
We
up.
have a Patreon. What the heck happened?
I haven't got on it yet. That's
all of
my
our
fault.
stuff's on YouTube free.
See what you do with that. What you do with that.
Tisk, tisk.
I'm gonna give you the
It's
secret
just-
to Patreon that I learned way later than I should have, is just post to Patreon first, and then you can decide what you want to take off of Patreon.
I guess
So
I
I'm
don't-
even talking about your episodes. Anytime you record and you have a low recording, as soon as you're done editing, you post it up to Patreon. Don't do anything else before Patreon has it. And then you have tons and tons of content, and you can decide, all right, this is now public, or now I'm going to include this into the Spotify, or now I'm going to include this
Yeah.
into YouTube. You have all this extra stuff. That's numero uno. And I learned that way later than I should have.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm still
Save you the
working on the
trouble.
Patreon thing. I don't know how to go live though.
You have a YouTube account, right?
Yeah, I can go live on YouTube. That's what I was thinking.
So what you do is when you are first doing your live stream, you have to put it as unlisted. There's a public,
Yeah.
unlisted, and private option.
Okay, got it.
Do it as
Got it, okay.
unlisted, copy paste it. Only people on the Patreon will get that link.
Cool.
Done and done and done.
That's easy. You're such a. You're
This
such a
is
good
all
mind.
like otherworldly stuff to me. I'm
Look at
just
this,
kinda here
guys.
for the
Look,
ride.
you came here for E14. You're getting a fucking YouTube and live stream Patreon lesson. You're
am.
welcome.
I need you to come visit me, and we can do this together. Like in a week,
101.
we'll have it figured out.
Oh, that'll be a 24-hour blackout session. And by the end
Oh,
of that
geez.
25 hours,
You better
you'll have
like
it all
block
set
out some
up.
time there.
But just remember, Hermes, I'm always Big Spoon.
You always big
So,
spoon.
Yeah,
He likes to
I
be little spoon.
I was gonna say I ain't
likes to be
Morpheus.
he
I'm
likes
not
to be little
Morpheus.
spoon.
I don't swing this way, Heath.
he's
all right?
he's 5'2" with the heart of a lion.
You're fucking little spoon, or there's no spoons.
no,
All right.
no. Hermes likes little spoon. Don't let him lie to you.
I like little spoon with Khaleesi. That's it.
He
That's
likes
the only
little
one. So, yeah. We put the cat in front as the littlest spoon. I'm the middle spoon.
He's
and then
the
we got
middle spoon.
Khaleesi as the back
Well,
spoon.
he likes to be the little
No,
spoon.
you're backpack. There's a difference because you can't be spoon if you're not bigger than the person. So you're backpack. You're jetpack.
He's not wrong there. It's like really like one of my arms only reaches around him.
Yeah.
Damn, Hermes, you big guy.
No, Khaleesi just
No,
small.
I'm just small.
She's just small. I'm average size. Khaleesi's midget.
I thought I was a big guy. Maybe Hermes, you might have me beat.
I have to look. Wait, I have to actually have him get things from the top shelf because I still can't reach up there.
I told her she'd just get a
Yeah,
steps
same.
tool that we got to add to, because I haven't been
I gotta get.
obviously I haven't had to worry about anybody getting top shelf stuff since when she's not here. So I just put all the stuff on.
But he puts all the shit I need up on the top shelves.
No, it's because it's the only shelf
'Cause you
that I
need
don't
him, 'cause you'll
fill
need
up.
him.
Exactly. He does it on
I'm like,
purpose.
I'm jumping to get stuff. I'm like, babe, reach it for me. Reach it.
I love that shit. That is.
Help me.
There's nothing better than that feeling of opening that jar that you had to get off the top shelf for.
It's that he gets it for the masculinity rush.
I grab it. I
Right.
grab it off the top shelf. Here you go, babe. And then I
It
walk
is a-
away purposefully knowing she's gonna have to have me open it
Yeah,
for.
it's
Oh,
like
you
It is
need
a
to
good
get
mind
that-
fuck. It's a good mind fuck.
The little things in life, ladies and gentlemen. It's the little things.
But yeah, I mean,
So I think we're going to wrap it up, but I want to stay on. I want to stop the recording. I want to stay. I have a couple questions for you, Hermes and
Yeah.
Khaleesi, before we go.
Uh-oh.
See, this
But,
is when you
She
include
is.
this into
Uh-oh.
the after party
I
show
know,
for
I
your
know.
Patreon.
I know. but-
Just saying, you could chop up those into clips. You can do
But-
teasers for Twitter. You can do teasers for Instagram.
honestly, bro. So here's what I've been going through lately. I'm gonna be honest. No excuses. So
All
my mom
excuses
passed
on
away.
Wayne.
My mom passed away, right? I told you about that. So there's these bank accounts that she has that I can't. Me and my brother and sister can't get closed because you need like some blood samples and. So I've been dealing with that. And it's been so stressful. Like I lost my mind on these people the other day. I told them I just went full singer chief on them. I lit their ass up, and they didn't even care. They're like, "Okay, sir, whatever you say." Then I got mad.
they're like,
because
okay, whatever.
They dissed me. Then I got
Yeah,
more
they
pissed
did.
off.
Blew you
They
off.
were like, whatever.
You know, they didn't care that I was a senior chief. They didn't give a fuck. Go figure. They're civilians. They don't care.
Go
All right.
figure.
They're like senior Q. I'm sorry.
What's that? What's that? What's
Senior
that?
citizen what?
Citizen?
You're a
Yeah,
senior
you're
citizen.
old.
Okay, you're over
Here's your
65.
55% cut.
Okay.
Yeah. 55.
This is your 10% discount to shut the fuck up. Bye.
Yeah. They don't care. They don't care when you retire. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I hear it. I hear you.
No, I just
I
been
hear
going through that, dude. It's just been so. But
I
yes.
got you. I got you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
talk shit. I'm not gonna stop.
know you
but
are.
I got you. I got you.
No, you talk shit, please. I wouldn't expect anything less. I would think you were a little bitch if you didn't.
He would be if he
There's the
stopped.
Heath I know.
He would be if he stopped.
But I love you guys.
Mhm.
Thanks for coming on the show so much. And with that, we wish you
Fair winds.
and following seas.